Hold on, should I turn my
Oh,
camera off and do the big face reveal?
Say we don't have a Facebook
to?
post.
We're live.
Oh, we're already live.
Oh,
Oh, we're already here.
Hey.
Turn my camera off.
We're professionals.
Oh.
Say we don't have a Facebook post.
Professional.
We do all the things.
Yeah,
and
that
people
was-
can-
Great
Oh
timing.
god, hang on. Wait, I have sound coming from somewhere. There we go.
I mean, sound should be coming from somewhere.
No, but the audience could definitely hear it, and I'm sorry for them being able to hear double of everything.
Hi. Sorry about all that. We're very professional. We're very prepared.
It's
And
fine.
yes, there are all of the faces.
It's just Kit.
all
It's
of the
fine. It's fine.
faces.
Kit will forgive us.
I finally got a webcam. Look, all the way from the UK. It's me.
We've got the Alice up there, and then we've got
I'm a
myself here,
unicorn
and then
today.
the Audie,
I'm an
The Rory.
unicorn.
and the Kalan all the way down the bottom.
I'm an
Eh.
unicorn. I'm an unicorn. It doesn't fit over my headset.
I'm a person who was outside gardening a few hours ago, so yeah. Practical
person.
clues.
I am a
I
person
was
who is
lazy.
very tired.
You're lazy.
We are.
I was lazy. I sat in front of a
People.
computer all day.
I woke up like
That is my plans for
an hour
tomorrow.
ago.
So, D&D, welcome to the Trials of the Xel'nari.
I haven't finished
I
doing
don't know why I
all
always
the
go a little bit
things.
old-fashioned when I say that. The Trials of the Xel'nari, oh yes.
The adventures across the realms continue.
Yes, we had a bit of a spooky session last time. Completely unplanned, but actually perfectly in sync. Worked out well.
My brain was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, yeah.
Where the party came across a small little village known as Xel'nari, which was possessed, or under the influence of a possessed harp, I should say. And they were attacked by shadows and creatures that were affecting the mind of the villagers and turning them into rabid, ravenous creatures. But our mage nearly died.
Isn't that true every game though?
It isn't D&D if the mage is in on like 4 hit points.
What's that? Died to 1d4 damage?
Hasn't been a thing since 3.5, but hey.
I know, but shush, it's on the internet. It's a thing.
But if the party was successful in stopping and thwarting the possession and the curse of the harp, but they have not managed to locate or find the person responsible for this. Though they did get a name, and that is the name of a bard that they believe is the one who left this harp around to cause its nefarious plans, and that name was Thimblefingers, which did not really
Yeah.
come across as the kind of name you would expect for a deep, dark, mysterious person wishing evil upon the world.
An
That's the name
elvish
they were
bard, if I
given.
remember correctly.
Yes, he was an elf.
Hmm.
And that is where we are tonight. We have started with the party having rescued and saved a good number of the townsfolk. Not all of them were saved, unfortunately. Some had already expired by the time the party had managed to get there. But the party have just rested up for the night, which was not a very restful night, unfortunately, because many of the townsfolk were having nightmares from what had happened. Unfortunately, there is some pretty serious PTSD there.
Does that mean we can press the long rest button?
You can.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly as well,
Mhm.
we were still missing 1 or 2 people from the
Yeah, we were.
village.
There were a couple of
Yes.
unaccounted for people. Hey, Mikhail.
That's
Yeah, I
correct.
can't remember if it was 1 or
You-
2. It wasn't very many, but it was a
Yeah, you had
More
to
about-
arrive late at night, but there are still some unaccounted for.
yeah.
And you have awoken the next morning, and that is where we will start our adventures for the night.
So where were we sleeping in this village?
There wouldn't have been enough room left in the tavern as many of the townsfolk themselves were gathered up there. You would gather them all up there, so you could have stayed in one of the houses or in the stables itself.
I would have gone to stable.
Yeah, stable.
And when you
Could I
awake, this morning, the town itself looks quite different from before. It seems a bit more lively and a bit more life has gotten back to it. There isn't an eerie mist hanging on the floor either anymore. And the trees, whilst they still look a bit withered and worn, it seems that life is returning back to them. And hopefully, over the next few days or maybe weeks, the town will be back to its former glory. So it seems things are starting to go back to normal already.
That's good.
Very good.
Hmm.
So we roll out of the hay, so to speak, or literally.
Hmm.
Good morning, everyone.
Mm.
That was a little more rustic than I'm used to.
Sensible for Thor.
It's kind of like home. Although I now
Okay.
have hay in everything.
Yeah.
This is what
Uh-huh.
it feels like when you find my hair and everything.
Yes. As I like pull bits of hair out of my hair and just go prestidigitate it all clean and fresh.
Huh. Is mildly inconvenience.
Yes.
You're
mildly.
telling us.
Yeah.
So what shall we do with this town? It seems that their residents are mostly okay. Is there any more aid we can feasibly lend them while we're here?
Unsure, but the Xel'nari should be on its way, seeing we sent word.
Indeed. Perhaps when we pass the reinforcements on the roads, hopefully we can provide them an update.
If we go that way, we need to figure out where this thimble fingers went.
Well, he's been gone for days.
Stormy's gonna cook up
Surely.
some food, by the way.
There will be some sort of trace somewhere, if we look, or indication, hopefully, because otherwise we are at a dead end here, and we have to return in failure.
Well, we have at least saved the town from the evil harp.
Yes, we have saved this town, but it does not mean we'll be able to save or prevent the next town,
Yeah.
or who knows how many other towns.
So,
Well-
should we go back and find advice? Or no. Wait, Cassandra went back. If there is anything put in that's hard word to say.
Yeah, that's how we know that word was sent back. Cassandra went back. Yay.
Yeah, no. So
Cassandra went back as
wait,
one of the
if there is
townspeople
something
here.
we need to know because they discover, they will send Cassandra to let us know. It'll be fine. So let's keep going.
Maybe.
Maybe not
she'll get locked
Cassandra,
away.
but they'll send someone, surely.
Hmm.
No, they will definitely send Cassandra.
If
You
only
keep
there was-
thinking that, Jamp. Pats you.
if only there was some way of achieving instantaneous magical communication between far distances. Seems
Oh
awfully
yeah, there's a
Wouldn't
spell
that
for
be
that. I
amazing?
don't know where.
that would be awfully useful.
And then I just look at Kovac and we're like, do you mean like this in your head?
Yes.
Yay!
Could you not
Exactly.
perhaps send your familiar with a letter?
I'm afraid that my familiar is no more. And I need 10 golds of fine incense to call her back to my side.
Ah,
Does this place have any fine incense? I'm gonna go around.
I doubt that. Oh,
You don't know. Got a general goods store.
yeah.
They owe us.
Investigation.
Investigation. First roll of the game. Oh. What is it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I rolled a dice. Oh no. Okay. That is 9.
oh no.
The immediate regret.
It's more of it takes you a lot longer to find it than it could have potentially taken you. You do go in through the goods store expecting to find something. What you find in there is more very generalized goods. You're not finding anything like incense specifically designed for this kind of nature. However, at the altar in the southeast, you do find a small pot worth 1 gold's worth of fine incense.
Ooh. That's an altar. May need to ask before I take that. Who's the altar to?
It is actually an empty altar. It seems to be available for anyone to pray to whichever god or deity they desire. It is just a facility there as a public service thing.
So,
There are no
Make-
religious symbols upon it.
so come on down to the altar, BYO holy symbol.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I'll make a note of that and be like, I'm going to tell you that to be. Nah. It's wafty stuff. And I'll
Did you
kind
just
of
call the
wonder.
incense wafty stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's more god stuff. Wafty stuff. This is what I was doing it yesterday in my LARP game. It's not stuck in my brain. But yeah, I'll kind of meander back eventually to them. Just like, I mean, there's some on the altar if you want to go take it, but I don't know.
Rather not. That seems to be placed where it should be.
Oh, that's a whole gold's worth. 1 whole gold.
That would not serve my purpose. So I suppose the question would be: Are we chasing this bard or returning to base?
We should probably do a follow-up investigation.
That I can do.
Yeah, we need to at least have an attempt to find him. We can't let this be repeated, especially somewhere much bigger than this.
I just don't want to interrupt people. If Storm hears you talk about an altar, she's going to toddle along and go investigate. And have
At this point where it was.
and she's actually going to kneel down and pray for a little while. In her catty ways.
So do a few laps of the altar and then curl up in front of it.
She's going to find the most
might-
appropriate spot, okay? And of course, it has to be within a beam of light. There has to be a beam of light circle on the ground. She sits exactly in that.
She finds the crate that has the incense and a number of prayer candles and other objects of worship. She tips it all out and sits inside the crate.
You know what?
more
Accurate. And it's also, she moves it into a sunbeam. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And if anyone comes to find her, she's just kneeling down in it like this.
So there's now like 10 gold's worth of incense just lying on the floor or something like that. Or was it all the 1 gold's worth?
It was 1 gold's worth
right.
in a jar.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like 1 was on the altar, and then because I rolled really bad investigation, the rest of it was just in the crate to the side. I completely ignored it.
No, you found just the one little jar of it. But yeah, there seems to just be some resources that it kind of looks like they're donated, I guess, or left by some of the townsfolk there for just people passing through, or even the townsfolk themselves to pray. You imagine that this particular town does not have a set deity. It's a conglomeration of people from all over that have come together. And that is actually quite common, at least on the east coast where you guys live. A number of the cities and empires here do not particularly worship a specific deity. They kind of accept a grand pantheon.
Cool.
Storm?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Storm will pick up a few feathers along the way before she goes, and she's holding them in her hands as she... I mean, you can ask her.
No, sorry, that was a face I was pointing at what you're doing to Rory when he was just going, whoop.
He's putting things in his mouth.
Oh, okay.
Curse you and your snacks, damn it, you're making me hungry.
Can I Just doing a little check. I'm gonna probably go towards tavern, see how people are doing. I'll ask the lie if they want to come with. We can do another little head count, so to speak. Like, have more people arrived during the night, or is it still the same kind of people missing?
Duh. All right, I'll come along.
I will, and I will. I shall canvass the entrance and exits to this village and search for signs of potential bardic departure.
Okay. All right. So as you two head into the tavern, you find that a number of the townsfolk have roused themselves and all sitting together around a table. There's a small fire going, not a very big one. It looks like it's died out mostly. And they're all kind of just nursing jugs of something. It is steaming slightly, so you imagine it's probably like a coffee or something like that. But they're all kind of just sitting quite somber and not really talking all that much.
Maybe we should go get bagpipes.
No.
Wow.
Also, Rory, can I get you to make me a survival roll to see if you can find any tracks?
Survival? How dare you choose that skill?
Here's my skill.
Storm will
Oh, my
actually
skill.
sit here quietly,
Hey!
but also yay.
For 22.
22.
Storm will sit quietly at the temple for quite a bit of time. And probably lose track of, like, is the first time you probably, or not first time, but a very rare moment where you see her sit still for an extended period of time.
Blessed are these moments.
Blessed be.
There's no bagpipes, there's no high-pitched voices, there's no random purring in a corner. It's like absurdly quiet, and there's no fur to be found.
All right, so the two inside the tavern, as you approach them, an elderly gentleman who is sitting with his back towards you notices Thalai's shadow coming up
Thanks
over
for the raid,
him.
Matty Morgs.
Oh,
The
hi!
Thank you.
Thanks, Raid. I didn't want to interrupt Ash's description.
Sorry.
Hey, we got
How
a Shazoo bear.
Oh, we got some
Bring
Shazoo!
the shazoos!
And a reminder to everyone to refresh their Twitch if they can, so that it actually counts as viewers for us. We love you. Thank you for coming along.
Welcome. Hello. Hey, so
more
as
shazoos.
you approach inside the tavern, the elderly gentleman sees Thalai's shadow looming over him, and immediately just reaches for his cane, turns around, and oh, blasted! I thought you were another one of those goddamn shadow things.
Sorry?
You're one of the gentlemen who saved us, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, sorry about that. Almost gave you a good old thongin.
I'm sure it would have hurt quite a bit.
Sam's giggling in the background.
I used to be quite strapping and strong like yourself back in my day, but it's been a long time since then. So, I've got to say, on behalf of everyone, thank you for all your help. You've done us a great service. Who knows what would have happened? Are you planning to go murder the bastard who did this?
We plan on tracking down and stopping this kind of tragedy happening again, yes.
Ah, fantastic. You hear that, lads? Ladies, I told you they'd kill him.
Wow.
The Xel'nari, they've got a bit of a backbone now. Used to all be, peace and justice, but now they'll crush him into the dust.
Do you know which way this person went after they visited your town?
And they were headed west, is all I know.
Well, that is a start. It's better than nothing. Thank you.
You give him an old what for, all right?
We shall
Did
do
they
justice.
Did they stay in a room in like here or something beforehand?
Oh, yes, they spent one night here before moving on.
Do
He was
check the
waiting
room?
for the rest of his troop to arrive, and when they arrived, they performed for a little bit and then left in quite a hurry, actually.
Wait, so there was. Hold on. They waited for their troop. Their troop arrived and they ran away afterwards?
Yes. The bard was here for the first day, and he waited overnight, and his troop arrived the next morning.
And then they all left together.
Correct, yes.
There was more than one.
There was 5 of them in total.
Did you get their names, or did the troop have a name?
No, they kept to themselves. He spoke on their behalf. He was, what was it? It was Thumble Thumbs or
Thimbles.
Wiggle splits.
Wiggles. No,
I mean-
it wasn't Wiggle Splits. That seems. No, that's not right.
No,
What was the one you said there, sir?
Thimble fingers. I believe.
Ah, yes, that's the one. Yes.
Wiggle splits.
You make sure to snap them all off, and there'll be broken fingers.
Are there
Do
any,
you need? Nope, not getting involved in that.
Are there any other towns or settlements out west?
Oh, plenty out west. I mean, you're heading more inland there.
All right. Well, we'll do our best to track them down. We can promise you that much. The Xel'nari also should be following up at some point to come and check in here and make sure that everyone will be okay.
No, we'll be fine. Made of tougher stuff.
Especially
So-
with you as a helm, old man. I give him a little jab in the shoulder, and I want to see if he falls over.
So that'd be quite a leap for you to jab him in the shoulder.
Shut up.
He's old. He's small. He actually stands his ground. He stands his ground.
Hey, this old man weirds me out. So say in your head, the lie.
You just hear back, "Shut up."
Unfortunately, you can't. Yeah, you can't talk back in my head.
Oh, I can't talk back. Well, I
No,
think
it's a one
it.
way. It's still
I
one
think-
way.
I just think it.
What makes him so much more
Ah,
annoying.
And I'm like,
All right. While we are still in town, is there anything you and your people need?
No, I think we can quite manage by ourselves. We've survived out here long enough.
you were still missing some people, weren't you?
Yes. Two of our number have not returned. We fear the worst, but we will send out some searchers to investigate the outside woods to see if we can find them.
Just out of curiosity, who would they be?
What do you mean? Who would they be?
Or were they
They're
the
part of that
Tanner,
town?
or was they
Well, you actually met the Tanner the other
Well,
night.
yeah,
That was the
they-
first person you saved.
It's more like, do they have a specific job or title or role in the town, or they just guard number 3 with peasant number 7?
Cornelius of the goods store has not returned, so we will be out looking for him and his child, actually.
Oh,
Hopefully they'll be all right. Perhaps they escaped with Torfin
he was.
before all of this went down.
Perhaps they were not with him, but who knows? Perhaps they may have split ways.
But we can go back and talk to him and tell him, because he's
No,
in the inn.
no,
Remember? We
he,
left him
no,
at the
he,
end and he was-
no, he went on with Cassandra to the Xel'nari.
I thought he slept.
No, he slept for a bit, but then they left together. That was the plan.
Well, never mind on that.
Yes, we'll get ourselves ready and move out when we can.
Right.
Thank you for your assistance. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
all right. Go get him, you young whippersnapper. And remember, when you're breaking his Fine. Do it on behalf of us.
Leaving.
Good to see the Xel'nari finally taking some more physical action.
You need
Meanwhile,
time out, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Kovac, you
Yes.
have been investigating around the outside of town, trying to find tracks. Unfortunately, even though you did have a decently high roll, it's been over a week, and the tracks have been covered up by weather and time. So, whilst there are still a few potential tracks out here, you've got no way of being able to identify them as being from this bard and his troop.
I'm like painstakingly examining every divot in the road. I'm doing the full like internal monologue Sherlock Holmes thing of being all like, yes, but this could be there and that could be this. Just like analyzing everything. I'm just going, no leads. That's unfortunate. And I will proceed back into town to report to my friends.
Yeah, because we've got the bit to
With this-
report as well. About the
With this unfortunate news. I will probably find them outside the tavern, I imagine.
They're not usually that bloodthirsty in the towns, are they?
I don't like. No, there's wrong with no. Mm-mm.
Wait.
Don't let me get old. If I turn like that, just off me. Just off.
Who's being bloodthirsty?
Or just a man who wanted us to break fingers and spines and things.
I see. Well,
Uh,
I've examined the town exits. Haven't found any tracks, unfortunately.
They did say that they left westwards.
Excellent.
Thimblefingers and was it 4 companions or 5 companions?
Oh yeah, he had a
4 companions,
troop.
five in total.
Yeah, with
There
4
was like
companions.
loads of them.
I've traveled west. Well then, are we really going to pursue them?
I believe that is the most prudent course.
Yeah,
We can't let this happen again in other places.
I'm
Right.
just concerned. There's the 2 people that are not back. One of them's a kid.
Oh
know.
dear.
I know, but hopefully we can hope that because the child is with their father, that they are both okay. But even if they're not, I think the greater good demands that we chase down this group while the town can go searching for them. Most
Do
likely
you-
they will be in the forest somewhere.
Do you perhaps suspect kidnapping?
I mean, that is a possibility as well, but I think it's more likely they possibly ran off, maybe injured gravely, and they probably perished in the woods surrounding this town. Would be my guess.
It's a very grim assessment you've made there, Thalai.
Well, that's the worst case scenario. If the best case scenario, they left with Torfin and then went their separate ways, or left when Torfin did.
Fair enough.
But yes, I don't think we can waste any more time. I think we should get westward as soon as we can.
Of course. I will go and find Storm.
Did they mention if Thimblefingers and his troop were on foot or on horseback or anything like that?
No, they didn't mention.
I'm going to go and find Storm.
They just left.
No.
You find her exactly as described?
I like come around the corner of the building and go, oh, that's not something you see every day.
The only evidence you have that she's even noticed you is an ear twitch. She doesn't move otherwise.
Storm? Storm, I do hate to interrupt, but we have to go.
Okay, I'm done. What?
We're leaving.
Oh, already?
We
only
have a
just
lead.
got here. Oh. Okay then. One moment. She hops out of the crate, puts the feathers on the altar, takes a piece of jerky, or rabbit jerky out of her pocket, or dried rabbit, puts it on top of the feathers, and then looks back at her mess she made and goes, collects all the things, puts it back in the crate. Doesn't move the crate and put it back, she just puts it back in the crate.
Might I ask to whom you were praying?
The air god.
Whose name is...
I don't know how to say it in not cat, but it goes like Mau.
I have +5 in religion. Ash, can I attempt to recall who gods associated with air and wind and sky?
Sure. You can give a little bit of a religion roll.
That is a 15.
All right. You've heard of a number of different gods that are related to air or the Tempest domain. None of which you can imagine would translate even slightly like this. It is not one you are familiar with.
This may require further investigation. Well, I imagine Salai is off acquiring the horses, so let's go and depart. We are traveling west inland.
Okay, I will follow. I don't know which way is west.
It's that way.
Sure.
And we find the gang.
All right. You gather up your stuff, grab your horses again, who have had a nice rest in the stables as well. Had a bit of a meal. And before you go to depart, the tanner steps forward again with a small basket of goods. Seems to be some rations and other small items in there. And he approaches you. I know it's not much, but we wanted you to take this as a sort of a thank you. You have done us immeasurable good, and as I said, it's not much, but it's something.
Pocket bacon, pocket bacon, pocket
Your pocket bacon.
It sustains me.
For your offer.
Only if you insist on giving us something. We don't do this for any reward or such.
Oh, of course we insist.
Okay, then we will take it with much gratitude. Thank you.
Still
yes,
gets a bit uncomfortably close trying to sniff it.
Yes, there should be people from the Xel'nari making their way here, hopefully within the week, to follow up on the report, and from follow up from the names just slipped me for the moment. Ash, sorry, the merchant we met who came from here.
Torfin.
Torfin, yes, from Torfin's message. Hopefully, if you require any more assistance, they'll be able to give it to you then. And just looking a bit uncomfortable, I just ride off.
Assuming all goes well, we will. We may end up passing through here on the way back. So we hope to see you soon. Thank you for your hospitality. I will follow along after the line.
Inside the basket is a number of fresh fruit and dried meats. So yes, there is some pocket bacon for you. As well as what looks to be a fairly recently made coil of rope, 50 meters of rope. And another assortments of ball bearings, flint stones, some fire makers, and other assortments of just general useful items in there.
Ball bearings. Would anyone mind if I took these ball bearings?
I already have some.
Catapult them.
Shunk, 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 shunk.
They could be useful. I will take the bag for myself.
You have a bag of 100 ball bearings.
Oh boy, I'm going to add it to my character sheet on D&D Beyond.
Beyond.
Bag of 1,000. I will amend that to be 100.
Just have the image of you just trying to catapult all the ball bearings.
I actually can't cast catapult on anything that weighs less than a pound.
The bag itself?
Yeah, bag of it would probably weigh a bit.
A bag of 1,000 ball bearings is 2 pounds.
There you
Oh, so it'd be 0.2 of a pound then.
You need more ball bearings. More.
I have my surprise kaboom trick.
I was gonna say, just enlarge the ball bearings, and they'll gain more mass. You can catapult them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, you gather your horses up, you gather your goods, and you start heading out west, the only other road out of town, which makes it a little bit easier for you to know exactly which direction you're going.
Mm-hmm.
As you start moving out, after about an hour's travel, the gnarly, dried up look of the trees in the area gives way to normal woodland. And you start to hear the song of birds again and the sound of creatures moving throughout the forest. So it seems like the spell had affected quite a large area, but outside of that, everything seems to have been flowing normally. After about another hour's ride, you finally see the opening at the end of the forest and come back out into open plains with hills stretching off into the distance. There are a number of small farms out in this area as well, mostly just growing crops, most of them of which are orchards, typically for apples, mostly.
Delightful.
There are a few farmsteads in the area, though, so you could potentially stop in to ask or gather information from there. But otherwise, the road continues on winding through the hills.
I feel
Maybe
like
stopping at one of them.
that's a good plan. If we see, if we can find a farmstead whose home itself is quite close to the road, then they'll have a good chance of potentially having seen something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after traveling for a while, you would find one within. It sits up on a hill, but it would have a good line of sight for the road.
That sounds perfect. Storm, would you like to practice your skills of charm and try and?
Oh, sure. Everybody loves me.
Just remember, begin by introducing yourself and our organization, and then ask them the question. Try not to get too sidetracked.
Okay, one moment. She hops off her horse, runs off very quickly, goes and picks a couple of flowers and comes back. Before proceeding to... Wait, we're at someone's house, right?
Yeah.
You're headed up to the farmstead, yes.
Yeah. And then she's going to try and see... Can she see anyone outside, or are they all sort of like... Would they be inside? No one out?
Out in the fields, yeah, with your perception, you'd be able to see. You can see a number of what seems to be rabbit folk out in the forest, the orchard. There are 4 of them out working the orchard, picking apples at the moment.
She's going to run up to one of them and hold out a flower. Hello, I am Storm. Who are you? Wait, no, that's not right. I am Storm. I am from Xel'nari. What else was I supposed to ask?
Your response is they just and drop the basket of apples that they've got and turn like
The face palm that can be heard across the country.
It's all 3 of us at the same
I was
time.
going to say, aren't you riding with her, if I remember
No,
correctly?
she jumped off. She jumped off.
So it's just already
sounds
sitting on
left.
the horse behind.
He has a great view of her right now.
All of the farmers here are in simple, very simple tunics. A lot of them with just open vests, with rucksacks on their back or slung around their side, with pouches to hold all the apples that they're picking, as well as some baskets as well to carry more. The one that you've just run up to and startled just turns and is, welcome. Gave me a bit of a startle there. Where'd you lot come from?
She's still like holding a flower out in their general direction, probably a little too close to their face. Oh, that way.
At the mention of Xel'nari, he kind of just reaches forward and picks the flower from your hand. Scam right, eh?
She looks
Much
very
better,
happy.
yes.
Been about a week since we're seeing anyone from there.
Oh, they
The-
haven't been doing well for a week. That's probably why.
Oh, that's not good. What's the problem?
We don't know. That's why we're here.
In an attempt to get Storm back on track, I'm going to run a bit closer and cast a minor illusion. Basically, my best estimate of the appearance of these 5 individuals based on my previous conversations with the townsfolk.
Which won't be much on the other 4.
No, I imagine the other 4 are just like generic humanoid silhouettes, but like the bard himself, I think I got some decent information on an appearance. So like elven, male, bard looking, so much like
Yeah, very fancily dressed. Quite a charming and handsome man. Yeah. So you do your best to look at that. And kind of looks over it and goes, yeah, I think we seen those folk heading through here about a week ago, about the same time. I think they were the last ones we saw. They were heading on west. They didn't stop in though.
did they?
Most folks stop in, seeing if they can get some freebies, but I didn't. They kept on moving.
Did it seem like they were remaining with the road?
Yeah. They had a caravan with them, so they couldn't really go off road.
Could you describe the caravan? And I pull out a notebook.
The whole time, Storm is just sitting there nodding.
No,
Well
it was
said.
a big brown covered with a tarp, and couldn't really see much about it. And I mean, he was dressed all fancy like, so I figured he was like one of those traveling bards. But I mean, the rest of them kind of looked like odd jobs. You had that big orc with him, and there was a little one riding on top of the cart, and the other 2 kind of just kept themselves and were hooded and everything, so I couldn't really get a good look at them.
And how many horses were pulling this cart?
No, they had 4.
Okay.
It seemed to be laden with a whole lot of stuff. Although I couldn't see it. Like I said, it had a big top over it, so I couldn't see what was inside it. But, normally when we get folks down this road, they stop by and have a chat like you slot. But they just kept on moving. Seemed to want to keep to themselves, probably in a bit of a hurry for somewhere.
How far away are we from the next town along this road?
Well, next time along, about a week's travel, actually, by foot.
Oh my. How large is it?
Oh, it's quite a large one. It's one of the big trading hubs, big market area. It's where a lot of our fresh produce goes.
Right. What is it called?
That's Antioch.
Antioch. Right.
You
Has
ain't never
it-
been there yourself?
I'm from up north. I haven't had the privilege of exploring this region as thoroughly as I would like.
Ah, well, you're in for a bit of a treat. They got some of the best markets there.
Excellent.
Got a lot of fresh produce.
Has anybody else got any other questions?
What are you? I've not seen one of you before.
Okay, Storm, we're going now.
Oh, you
At
just
that-
see the largest cart.
At that, his ears kind of twitch a little bit, and he looks over at you and goes, I was just thinking I ain't seen one of you before either. I'm a Haragon.
Oh, I don't know what you would call us. Hey, Kovac, do you guys
Yes?
have a name for my kind?
I'm given to understand that you are not dissimilar to a tabaxi,
Oh,
but
We-
you have some differences.
oh. We call ourselves...
It's not helpful.
You know what? I'm going to call you cat folk if that's all right.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
mean to be offensive, but you kind of look like a cat.
that's true. You know what? I like cats. They're really cute. I've never seen a cat before I came here, you know?
Okay.
I think we have to go, Storm, come on.
Yes, we have
So,
somewhere else to be.
you look like a rabbit. Is that right?
I've got pocket bacon.
Yes, that's what
pocket
most people
bacon?
refer us to. rabbit folk.
Oh, what was I asking?
I have asked all required questions, Storm. Let's be going.
Okay. I like your ears. They're
Well,
fluffy.
thank you. You've got some pretty interesting ears there. You got self.
She like whoop whoop. Thank you. Have another flower.
Oh, thank you, there, man. Do you want some apples on your way through? I got some apples here.
Oh,
I
sure.
got plenty of.
I like apples.
And he
Sometimes.
hands you each an apple.
Thank you.
Thank
And, here, you know what? Take some for your horses there as well. They gotta be carrying you around. They're probably hungry as well.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. I forgot
Excellent.
that they should feed too. Okay. You know. We don't have
The
horses
cat
back
is
home
an
too.
irresponsible pet owner.
We don't have horses back home either.
You live in a pretty strange place there, man.
It's not strange to me. It's island in middle of ocean. It was beautiful.
That would explain a lot.
Probably. I
Not
think.
much
I
use
don't
for
know.
horses on the island.
No. Also, we kind of just carry everything ourselves because, we can.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, if you guys are heading off, I'll be seeing you around. I better get back to work.
Oh,
Fairly well.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. And she bows really awkwardly and then goes, bye. And then runs back to the horse.
He kind of attempts to replicate, but more his ears bow rather than all of him.
That's so cute.
Sam's eyes like, what the fuck?
and as we walk away, I'm guessing he goes, "Hey, these from my rose bushes?"
I mean, she did pick them from just up the path a little bit.
All right.
Look.
So you continue on your path west.
I think picking up pace might be appropriate.
Indeed. With a covered wagon, their pace will be slow, and we can catch up with them.
They also said
If we're lucky.
they had a bunch of stuff with them.
Yes. I'm concerned it's more cursed items.
Why would someone go around cursing
Yeah, so,
people?
I
That
guess
seems really unsportsmanlike.
Fast travel, Ash, I think. Is the official
Unfortunately,
term for it.
Ellis, I did not hear half of what you just said.
Oh. What did I say?
You said it was really unsporting to be carrying around cursed magic items.
Oh yeah. Why would people want to go around cursing people? It doesn't seem very nice.
Once we find them, we can ask.
Okay.
So you travel for the next several days out westward, coming across a few more farmsteads, and the few townsfolk that you do speak to all kind of tell basically the same story of the same group heading this way. So it does seem like you are on the right path. After another day's travel, you crest over the hill and see off into the distance the large market town of Antioch. And as the Haragon had stated, it is quite a large, it seems, market-based town. There is a large open area in the center that is filled, absolutely covered with tons of different small tents and canvas stalls, as well as some wooden structures built up in the middle that seem to be a bit more permanent. But it seems like this is a good area for vendors and merchants to make their way in and sell their goods. It seems to be a big trading area. Despite this, it's not next to any ocean or anything, but it does have a large river that passes through the western side of it, which does have a small port, not a massive one, that seems to have a number of barges docked in it that you can see.
So it's it's more for canal travel than other stuff. Cool.
Yeah, you do see one or two small sailing vessels, but nothing big.
I imagine like horses and mules walk alongside the river and pull the boats.
In some cases, that would be possible. It is a little bit wider that a small sailing vessel can pass up it, but nothing large like a galleon or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm assuming this place is much bigger than the Xel'nari castle.
Yes,
and
this
town surrounding
is for you. This is probably the biggest town you've ever seen.
Yeah, no, that's
It's probably the biggest town that Storm's ever seen as well.
Oh, you probably would have passed through one or two bigger.
Oh, you reckon?
On your way down, yes.
I
So,
wouldn't know.
The town itself, though, apart from a fairly solid but not very tall stone wall, doesn't seem to have much in the way of defenses. It has a small keep built into the side of one wall, but it's relatively small, especially in comparison to the Xel'nari castle. It probably only houses maybe 50 soldiers at best. But the town itself seems to be mostly just homesteads and a thoroughfare for marketing. There are a number of small pastures out the front as well, outside the walls, that seem to house livestock. And you can see that even there seems to be small gathering areas where merchant trade is happening as well. So livestock seems to be quite heavily traded here as well.
Okay.
how can so many people live in a place?
It's really not that uncommon.
Really?
I'm really. I come from a larger city than this on the coast.
Bigger than this.
Bigger than this.
How
My
do you
people.
How do you feed everyone?
Well, part of the reason why my people initially chose to settle there was because of our amphibious nature made us a use on fishing boats. But as we became more established, our interests diversified.
That's
and-
peculiar.
And as you saw, we passed by many towns. I'm sure each of those tents corresponds to just one farm somewhere in the surrounding area.
Hmm.
Old civilization.
Alright.
I come from village, so I understand with the lie. I think this is so
I was going to
strange.
say, are you saying that my people who don't live in cities aren't civilized?
No, just the
And
concept
with
of
that, I just write off, looking a little bit insulted at that.
that was
We're not dealing with it.
that was jumping to a very bold conclusion. So like,
Kvek, you
So-
really should be careful with your words.
I write off as well.
Don't leave me with her.
What about you, Sam? Where do you come from?
Sam turns into a horse and rides away. No, they don't. They don't do that. No habla español.
So once the comedic tension leaves, I'm gonna wait until we all group back up and say, "So what's the play, everybody?" As we approach this place, I have a thought, but I'm wondering what other people have in mind.
I haven't really seen many plays. Are we going to see one?
No, what is the plan of attack on finding the bard in this larger settlement?
I would recommend no attack, but instead ask questions.
Where do we find the bard and how do we do this?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't
I am
know.
completely stumped because I did not expect this many people. This is more than I ever envisioned in one place.
Is there a tavern?
I'm
There would-
going to talk to the city guard.
That sounds like something you would say. What about the tavern?
I worry there would be more than one tavern in a place like this. One
Oh.
tavern would not be enough to service everyone.
I didn't
I
think
mean,
of
the main
that.
question is why did they target that town? Why not other towns? Do you get what I'm saying?
Maybe they had, and this was just we were just lucky that one person managed to escape before everyone died in it.
My current functioning theory is that Scanratch was a smaller testing ground, and now that their plan has been proven successful, they are moving on to a larger target.
But we broke the hub.
Who's to say they don't have more?
Nope. No, I don't like that. No.
And that's why I think it can be good to interface with the local authorities. I have quite a knack for it, in fact.
Okay.
Yes, Ash, I have the background city watch and the future watcher's eye. I can easily find guard outposts, and I have a feel for laws and criminals in civilized areas.
Yes, you do. I am familiar.
And I'm enjoying being able to use this ability. It seems really neat.
So you make your way down. It takes about another half an hour's worth of travel to make it finally to the front gates of town. There are several other roads leading outside of town, but this one is the entrance that you come through. And the gates stand open. They're not particularly large. They're large enough for 2 carts to move side by side through. So they are quite wide, but not very tall. And nothing grand or fancy about it. It's an old stone wall that looks to be fairly well in keep. The keep is a bit further south along the wall from where you are now, but there is small little guard posts at each of the gatehouses. And you actually notice that the guard on duty at this wall, other than a few others, the one who seems to be interacting with everyone coming and going, is a furbolg, who is dressed up in his simple guard uniform with the emblem of a market stall kind of emblazoned on it. So it seems that this Antioch definitely takes on, they're passionate about this trading of commerce. And have even made it their symbol. And as he approaches, he turns to you. He goes, "Welcome to Antioch, the largest of all market cities in the lands. Please declare all goods that are here for trade."
Well met, friend. No trade. We're here for investigation. And have we got like a Xel'nari badge to flash, or is it just them taking our word for it?
You would have one, except you left in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, damn it!
And you do not have anything to actually prove that you are Xel'nari.
Well,
I feel like Kovac probably has a letter stored somewhere from someone.
My air of authenticity and the fact that I can gel with other guards will hopefully help me. So I'll say, we are here on behalf of the Xel'nari, seeking a criminal on the run from the law who has done vile deeds against a neighboring township. This is his rough appearance. Conjure a minor illusion. And also include in the background, like the cart, the other figures, the general idea of the look, and say,
with one of them being an orc and one of them being either a harp or gnome.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
So I will conjure forth an image of that and say, they will have potentially come through here within the past week. Have you seen them?
He kind of just stands there staring at it for a moment and just, all questions in this regard should be directed to Captain Reese. You will find them at the keep to the south. All members of the Xel'nari are welcome here. You may enter.
I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this guy monotone because that's just how he sounds, or is he monotone because he's just really sick of his job?
You gather it's probably closer to the second. He probably has had to repeat the same speech over and over to every single market vendor that comes through here, which is a lot.
I was gonna say, I feel like we all know how that feels.
So basically,
Ultimately-
he's not paid enough for this shit.
He's not paid enough for this shit.
He
Classic
sounds as
customer
excited
service.
to be there as Sam does. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'll be back in a sec.
As you pass through, you hear calling out behind you, enjoy your stay in Antioch, the largest market district in the hemisphere.
Who is his manager?
Storm is going to leave the apple that the rabbit folk gave her on his desk.
So you head on inside, and immediately you're kind of overwhelmed by the sound of voices everywhere. It's just people striking a bargain and calling out deals. You can hear market vendors calling out their bargains, and offering the greatest sale. And there are carts going back and forth all over, hand carts and larger caravan carts going back and forth everywhere. Even though this isn't part of the central market, there's still some small stores lined up along the streets. It seems like space is a premium that they, despite being a large town for it, they just don't have enough of it compared to how many people actually come in here to vend. And there's everything you can find along here. There's weapon vendors, there's armor vendors, there's leather workers, candle makers, general goods. You see a few stalls with books and different antiques along it. There's literally everything you could possibly imagine along here. There's a number of people offering magic trinkets and such as well. Though looking over them, you wonder as to the legitimacy of these products that they are offering. And of course, there are those typical rug salesmen that come up to you. Ah, yes, look at my finest wares. You've got to come into my store and just have a look, and try and draw you off the path as you are making your way through town.
So,
Kovac, you get the immediate feeling of you want your hand on your purse at all times, because otherwise it will most certainly go walkabouts.
I slide my coin purse on my belt to the back behind several layers of clothing, just as common practice, and I will pull my bag forward, and I will buckle and rebuckle every single potential strap, and just as opposed to having it slung over the back and being on the back, I'm gonna have it carried on the front so that I can always see where it is.
So
Thalai just looks really uncomfortable in such a packed space surrounded by people, despite the fact that he stands so much taller than everyone.
I was going to say, Thalai is one of those people that, despite the fact that he looks uncomfortable, he is one of the few people who is getting an easy path through the crowd.
Yeah,
most people are bumping into you. That it is quite tightly packed. Most people are bumping into you and shoving their way through, and not in the most ceremonious of ways. But when they come to Thalai, they kind of make that extra space to go around, as he does stand a head taller than most people and 2 heads taller than probably the majority of the crowd.
Sam.
I'm in my element.
No, you go, Sam. You go, Audie.
Sam definitely keeps their coin purse tucked away in there. The majority of the time, they wear big baggy clothing for reasons. But we'll definitely send a little whisper over to Kovac in their mind and be like, shopping later, please, shopping later. Oh, that's pretty over there. What's over there? No, shopping later. I'm telling you this, not me.
I turn over my shoulder as I'm bobbing and weaving and ducking through the crowd, feeling very at home in this more bustly environment, and I'll say, yes, I know. I'm just getting situated as I drive by a hot food stand, and it's just like one fluid motion of coin, hot thing, and just keep on moving.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Yeah.
so used to. And so as I'm walking, I'm
I'd say
snacking.
Sam is also very used to this sort of thing, but it
Mhm.
also makes them very uncomfortable and is trying to keep one little eye out just in case they spot like their dad or their like this is the kind of place that maybe dad might do dealings in here. Nope, let's avoid
yeah.
that, or maybe like their things like just keeping an eye out for anything that's associated, like avoiding that at all costs at the moment.
Whilst you have never come here yourself, Sam, you definitely know that your parents have had dealings and trades go through here, and generally quite often have a stall set up here. Though it is not manned by your father himself personally, his workers would run it. And he does occasionally make trips down here to oversee the business. So it is a very real concern that he could be here.
Yeah, but at the same time, as similar to Kovac with the guard posts, I've got a thing with guilds, and that would technically be mine. So like, if it comes to it, we might have something. I don't know.
You definitely have an in.
Yeah, makes Sam uncomfortable.
Hmm.
But it's there.
So Storm, if anyone pickpockets Storm, all they find is dried rabbit pieces and ball bearings, because she has 1 gold and it is put away very safely.
Yeah, we're all poor.
Storm gave away all her money. She doesn't understand the importance of money. And anyone who approaches her, she responds and behaves like a cat. No, she's like, meow, 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 meow.
Well, that's how Sam responds to people that come near him.
Personal space.
Personal space.
Anyone particularly aggressive, she will hiss at, but otherwise, she just pretends like she doesn't know what's going on, and she just behaves like a cat.
Yeah, I believe that Kovac leads you with a single purpose through the crowd, so there's no wandering eyes as much as possible, because as soon as one of the vendors see your eyes wander over their store, they just immediately jump into your face to try and lure you away into their store.
We've walked into Hong Kong market.
Very much so.
It's so busy. So I am attempting to at the very least, lead everybody away from the immediate hustle and bustle. And once we're in maybe a side street that can cut through to the main guard outpost, I'm going to say, is everybody on board with this? I kind of took charge of our navigation.
Meow!
Lead on.
Right.
Sure.
This is one of those cities where off the main market roads, there's a few shops and such, and areas just off the main roads that are considered, still welcoming and fair trade. But then going a little bit further than that, it goes to the more darker and shadier sides of town that locals are familiar with avoiding, but tourists are wanting to find the next big amazing shop that they haven't seen often fall prey to. And Kovac, you would know how to make your way around avoiding those potential ways or using them to your advantage.
I can, as easily as I can find the gun outpost, I can just as easily pick out the dens of criminal activity in a community.
Oh yes, and there are dozens here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. With so much market trade going, there is definitely illegal market trade also happening throughout here.
Of course.
So it is fairly easy for you to identify them and make your way through the roads, avoiding the less hospitable areas. And before long, you find yourself out the front of the guard keep.
Excellent. Is there a person posted outside?
Yes, indeed, there is. It's actually 2 humans posted outside, both in the same uniform as the Furbolg.
I will.
They go, "Halt! What's your purpose?
Oh yes.
What crime are you reporting?"
We are here on behalf of the Xel'nari Explanation, minor illusion.
Insert explanation here.
If you're Xel'nari, where's your uniform or your badge of office?
We left it at home. I mean, meow.
We are very recent graduates and were sent on assignment prior to these being issued, unfortunately.
Roll me a persuasion.
No! Why would you do this to me?
Can I assist?
You did say
being
meow.
Cute, by being cute.
What did you roll? What did you roll? That is not a
I rolled a 1.
No!
Are you trying to be
baby.
flirty cute or
No, innocent cute. Just like, we're telling the truth. Why would we lie? You know, like, meow.
it's not really the right kind of cutesy that would work on these guards, as you know you're claiming to be these authoritative figures.
I mean, she's just trying to pull the innocent card.
I think that's not for
I have a plan.
They kind of look at each other, look over and go, without a badge of office, you got no authority here, even if you are Xel'nari. And they kind of look over you, which I doubt. So,
Wait! What do you doubt?
It's a stink
That-
eye from Sam, like, rude.
I will pivot away from the conversation and just like stand back to back with the lie. And while everybody else is talking, I'm gonna quickly pull out my forgery kit and write an actual like, we're from the Xel'nari and are authorized to be here to investigate crimes, and make it look as nice as possible, and then present it to them.
Storm
right,
doesn't walk away. Storm actually just talks to this person.
roll me a wisdom, but add your proficiency for your toolkit.
Okay.
Audie! I don't have
Wisdom.
water.
Well, that's 3 drinks from Audie. You can
Dirty
blame
twenty.
Sam for this.
I need to get water.
What was that?
Ah.
A dirty 20
Hey!
just to forge.
Well, sorry, Kalan's not here, but
I need to go get a drink. I run out, actually.
I actually genuinely did not fill up my hydration.
there you go. Thank you, Custom, saving our lives. Well, not really. I mean, saving our drowning. But, you know, whatever. Same shit, different smell, I guess.
But does that one no Drake cancel every single hydrate?
Yeah.
Or
Of
just
course.
one?
No.
That is the
Oh.
power of the no drake.
The no drink.
That
Thanks, Custom.
Mighty motivation.
I spent 700 toints on that, and it only took 300 to ruin my fun. I hate it.
Life is not fair in love or war, and this is the drinking
This
war.
is why strategy comes into play, my friend. It's a war game.
I don't like
Yeah,
it.
why the
Aaron.
fuck did I just why did I
This is
just
all it-
redeem a no trade? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You guys
So-
are all against me because I'm in the UK. That's all I'm saying. It's
I-
just
I mean, meow and cat.
How are you
you're
presenting
from,
your
but not your
your
in.
newfound letter?
I will wait until the conversation gets a little bit dire with Storm, just to hope to take advantage of them wanting the exchange to end.
That
And
probably
then-
doesn't take long.
And then I
So who
will.
are you?
I
What's
will-
your name? What do you do here? Etc.
If you have nothing of importance or a crime to report, move along,
Oh,
citizens.
I really
I-
do. I have lots of important things and a crime to report, but you won't let us through, so we can't talk to the people that we need to talk to, which is really a problem. You know that? What is
I
your
will
name?
then.
They kind of look to each other again and go, if you have a crime to report, you can report that here. We will see to it that it is looked into.
No. We are here
Produce
to
the documents.
deal with it. Oh, hey, hi. Did you find the paperwork?
Indeed, I did. I do apologize that it was misplaced, but we have been on the road for several days, and it slipped my mind.
Kind of looks over it and goes, all right. So, no badge of office, but you do have a permission. Who are you here to see?
The captain.
Captain Reese.
All right.
See, I told you so.
Follow
Meow.
me, please.
Forgery kit. Yeah.
Also, I have a question. Is everyone here, like, dead in their soul? Because you all sound Because you all sound like you have no life in your body.
As,
I'm
as
just
he
eyes wide as is the whole like.
as he starts leading you through the keep into the training field inside, he just kind of looks over his shoulder and goes, "Look, I know you, Xel'nari, you're all high and mighty and think you're better than us, but
No, I
you know,
don't.
we do this job day in, day out, so you know it does get a bit monotonous."
Have done your job for many years, friend. Prior to joining the Xel'nari, I too was a town guard, so I understand.
Wait, you don't love your job?
I like my job, but dealing with citizens with the same old problem over and over again, it gets a bit tedious.
Indeed.
Oh.
Oh no! Someone stole your sweet roll. My cat's up the tree. It can be a lot.
You know what you need? Pocket bacon. Does it have
Yes!
pocket bacon?
Pocket bacon makes everything better. Or I have pocket rabbit.
At
that
that, he
better?
actually like kind of not forcefully or anything, but just like gently pushes your hand away and goes, "We are trained not to accept gifts by strangers. There have been
I'm
one
not a
too many
stranger."
times where a guard has been drugged."
I am a member of the Xel'nari. If I was to drug you, it would go beneath my station. This is not a gift. This is simply an offer. What's the fucking thing I'm trying to go for?
Camaraderie.
From one person of station to another person, I am simply sharing a meal, and I'll break a piece of it first and eat it myself.
He kind of like looks around for a bit,
It's really
sees that no one else is watching, and just like kind of snaps it up and
And now the drugs take effect.
I'm immune to my own poison. Ah!
You know what's great? As a
Okay,
monk,
harp.
eventually, I
This
can do
harp.
that.
This harp just has extra sodium.
He's
Oh
gonna,
my God,
he's
you.
gonna,
Oh, that's
I
too much
mean-
for him.
I did just give you a dozen apples, so that's enough apple cores to, you know, make a bit of arsenic.
That's true.
Yeah, like a very minimal amount of arsenic. So minimal.
Still make you sick though.
mm-hmm.
He leads you through the training grounds and into the barracks proper of the keep, in which case you find a dragonborn standing with in a bit more resplendent armor. It's still nothing compared to the armor of the Xel'nari, especially your ceremonial plates that you would be wearing during big events. But he is fairly well dressed, and he has that kind of battle-hardened look about him. He's clearly been a bit more than just a guard in his previous lifetimes. And he kind of looks over and goes, "State your purpose."
We are from Xel'nari.
Ah, Xel'nari, what brings you into town?
We are chasing a band of criminals. They look like this, and I'm wondering if anyone has seen them.
Mm,
They did some
criminals we've got
really
a plenty,
shitty
but do you know anything more about them? I mean, is that an exact look or
This is an approximation based on several eyewitness testimonies taken from the town of Scanratch that fell victim to their villainy 1 week prior.
It was quite a
Cursed.
shambles.
what are they accused of?
Cursing the people.
Installing and planting a cursed harp that enthralled the minds and bodies of their township.
There are at least how many dead? 3?
No, there were
Two?
about 5 or 6.
5? Oh, okay.
I say we let go
Potential.
talk. It's their language.
Oh, sorry. I'll be quiet. And she's just nibbling on.
I was gonna say, why are you
fried
whispering that?
rabbit.
You could literally say that in her head.
Yeah, and
And now the pressure's all on me. Oh boy, okay.
Storm was just trying to assist, but she goes.
Oh,
she's
no,
just
I
like
understand.
numbing on dried rabbit now.
At that, he kind of just lifts up one of his swords, unbuckles the sheath, and puts it on the table next to him, and leans back in a chair. Just looks over and goes, "So, Scanratch has been cursed, and you suspect they came here.
Indeed.
Do you have evidence?"
I produce like a dozen handwritten testimonies from the township, and I believe we brought the harp with us.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I was
brought
gonna
parts
say-
of the harp, yeah.
Yeah.
For the piece of
Storm
the
has
harp,
it
we also
wrapped
have
up in a
eyewitness
bundle.
accounts of the rabbit folk who said they went in this direction as well.
I hand over all my notes for him to peruse.
He actually does, and he actually seems to take quite a lot of interest in it. Like, it actually is getting involved with it rather than just skimming over and going, yeah, whatever. Do you believe they mean harm here, or do you think they are passing through?
My theory is that their ploy with the harp was tested on Scanratch, a much smaller region, and that they may intend to do far greater harm in a larger township. This is entirely a theory and not based on evidence, but it seems in line with their behavior.
Quick question. Did we
Yes.
actually ask anyone if Scamratch was like known for anything or anything like that?
We haven't.
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have the full cooperation of my men here. I'll make sure seeing to that. And he starts writing up a writ of authority. But warn you, you've got a lot of ground to cover. We get as many bards and musicians and performers through here as we do merchants.
Do you have a list of
This
taverns?
bard is as thimble fingers.
Thimble fingers, not one I'm familiar with, but you could ask around with some of the other boys. Maybe they've seen something. But you got a lot of ground to cover in taverns as well. There's no less than 15 here.
My word.
Oh, we're gonna need a
Well-
big list then.
If you could circulate an APB to your officers, that would be appreciated.
That will be done. As well as all the information on your descriptions as well. Help us out. But yeah, most of the townsfolk here well, facilitate the merchants. A lot of the actual population of the town is coming and going quite regularly. I mean, a lot of them do call this place a home, but it's a come and going.
Well, the location of their previous antics was the center of town. So if you could also possibly direct us to some of the most packed and bustling regions of town, perhaps that is where they may intend to strike next.
I'll provide you with a list.
Thank
Oh,
you.
and maybe the biggest tourist locations because that might also be another target spot.
Now, Central Market's the biggest tourist location. That would be your main point, but ain't
Any
no
perf-
taverns right in the center there.
Any
They're around the
performances
outsides.
take place.
Uh,
Any
in-
stages for
Quite
performances?
often. Quite often.
Yeah.
We'll get you a list of what's prepared for today as well.
Oh, one
And
last
with that,
question.
we're going to go on break.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
no, sorry, go for it.
Oh, one last question. Have you seen any other people like me around?
Would he? Yeah, I think I've seen a few tabaxi in my time here. Not
Do
very
they
common,
live
though.
here?
No, they come and go. They seem like they're wandering traders themselves.
Okay. Any recently?
No, not for a few years now.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
You're
She goes
most
back to her
welcome.
nibbling.
Yeah. Sam was gonna just question if has the what was Sam's last name? The Weatherby.
Only you will know.
Company. Yeah, has the Weatherby Company come through today?
And the company's always got a post in here.
Of course they have. Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome. All right, and we will go to a quick break, a 10-minute break, just so we can hydrate and
Use the
dehydrate
lavatory.
Yes, all that jazz.
D&D. Okay.
and get food.
And food. I need food.
Dude,
Yeah, we
All
love
right,
you
I'm
all.
gonna
We'll be back in 10
go.
minutes.
Die
Guys.
inside.
bye.
Bye. Hello, we are back. We have water. No doubt we'll have to hydrate, but that is
I have
good.
caffeination.
Oh,
I
so do
have-
I.
It's
But
too
we are
fucking
very
early.
to go. You have just been given some information. You were still with Captain Reese in town.
Okay. Yes, I will wait for him to provide all of the information he said he would,
Mhm.
while making town guard small talk.
He gives you a list of the taverns, and you have a look over it, and are able to identify which ones would probably be the prime locations to look at for either the legitimacy or illegitimacy. And
Why not both?
the 7 that you settle on that could be worth looking into is the Merry Abbey, the Fierce Stag Inn, the Cave, the Emerald Centipede, and the more dodgy side ones is the Dead Camel and the Wild Quill.
Could you say those again, please?
Yes, of course.
Why would you call a
Wow.
place Dead Camel? That doesn't seem very appetizing.
There's the Merry Abbey,
Mm-hmm.
the Fierce Stag Inn, the Cave, the Emerald Centipede, the Dead Camel, and Wild Quill.
I got down 6.
Sorry, it is 6. Sorry, yes. I just can't count myself.
Fierce Stag in the Cave, Emerald Centipede, Dead Camel, and Wild Quill.
Did you just say wild centipede?
Emerald centipede.
Emerald
Oh, okay.
Centipede.
That, I mean, it's still weird, but it's less
Well-
less creepy.
I am deeply saddened to see somewhere called the Wild Quill on your list of more sketchy locations. Oh, I made a joke.
Sure. The fact
Don't
that you
look
had to
you very
explain it. You made,
confused.
no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Yeah, at that, Reese just kind of looks over you and goes, right, yes, well, unfortunately, it is one of the places we suspect more of the shadier dealings happen, so yes, it is on the list of less
Right.
disputable.
Well then, this has greatly reduced our we just saw, but
There is what do you suspect of shady dealings in this location? The Quill place. You say you suspect shady dealings. What do you suspect?
Well, of course, the usual black market goods, drug trades. There is suspicion of slavery as well, though nothing that we've been able to confirm.
And what is our purview when investigating these places? I hope we don't. I would hope that our investigation wouldn't impede upon any of yours currently ongoing. Not that we're asking for any information on ongoing investigations, mind.
We don't have the manpower to keep ongoing investigations. We respond to incidences as they occur.
Right. So if we entered one of these establishments and we found an obvious law being broken, we are within the authority to deal with the problem.
He turns back to his paperwork and adds a bit. You are now.
Excellent. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Just remember, well, the Xel'nari are welcome here. You are not the law here. You are here as diplomats.
Of course.
But I'll extend your authority a little bit more. Also, keep in mind that people here are from all over, and not all of them are as welcoming to your people.
Well, I suppose it's good that we don't exactly thoroughly look the part as other more seasoned agents. I should explain. We were only given a a temporary writ of authority as we were sent on our way very soon after graduation.
Oh, you're freshies, eh?
Indeed.
Perhaps you need an escort then, for your own good.
That wouldn't go amiss, especially because I would hate to keep any more of your valuable time.
All right. When you head back out, tell Jacob to go along with you. He's at the
Right.
front gate.
Oh, lovely.
Just because authority figures and such and bits, can I do a quick insight check on the person he's sending us along with? For example, I can't find, where's my D20 gone? It's vanished. But yeah, so I want to do a little check on this person just to say like, okay, is this more so we're being kept an eye on? Is it for our safety, or this person's going to take us somewhere and deal with us?
Roll an insight.
Good point.
Well, that's a number. That would be a 10.
From your impression of Reese, he seems to have been here for quite some time. He seems to be sending you out with someone for your protection as well. He does think that you're rookies, you're newbies. You're probably going to get yourselves into trouble that you can't handle.
We haven't already.
Don't worry. Storm's with you. It'll be fine. Everything's fine.
Did I stutter? Did I stutter?
I might have done.
Oh.
Rory. You know we love you.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that kind of a joke as much. personally.
Apologies.
It's okay.
So you head back out, escorted out by the guard again, and then the guard turns to Jacob and go, "Ha, you got babysitting duty, captain's orders." And
is
he
this the
kind of
one I
looks
gave an
over
apple
your.
to?
Yes. He kind of just looks over. No, not the furbolg. No, sorry. He just looks over you all and go, "Lucky me." All right,
Well then.
where's your first point of call?
Excellent question. Well, we have this list of inns. Where do you think? I ask the rest of the party.
So we've got 7 locales. It could be
I counted 6.
6.
Yeah, it is 6.
Oh, sorry,
Sh-
my apologies.
That
Sh-
was my bad math.
Shall we start with the 4 more?
Is there a map we can
say
see? If,
That
like,
one.
we could.
Fourth
Okay,
on
that
the
works
list.
too.
The Emerald Centipede is 4th on the list.
That sounds really gross. Or maybe delicious.
So, Ash, the first 4 were less dodgy, and the last 2 were more dodgy.
The first 4 are more centralized in the center of town and are considered more well established and more reputable businesses, whereas the other 2 are kind of off the beaten road and it's more townsfolk or shady dealings are suspected to happen in them. So you head your way to the Emerald Centipede, which takes you right into the heart of the market. The market roads itself fairly wide when there's not stalls set up in them, and even out the front of every shop there's like a little path to get through to the door to the shop, but then there's another market stall set up at the front. In some case it is just an extension of the shop that's inside, but there are all kinds of trinkets and rugs and furniture and jewelry and weapons and tools and everything on display as you make your way through. And it's hard to really see anything unless you take your time to stop and look over it, just because you're kind of being shoved through the crowd by the natural flow of the crowd as well. It's so busy. You can understand why there are so many taverns here, just to try and facilitate the amount of people that come through here on a day-to-day basis. let alone just the merchants as well. Though you imagine many of them probably actually stay with their stalls for the night for security reasons.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for the Weatherby company.
Well, you
Just see
you
what
would
they
know
say.
that the Weatherby shop is set up on the eastern side of town. You're more on the southwest at the moment.
Okay, cool.
I imagine with the whole hustle and bustle and us kind of being jostled about, Thalai is really well positioned to just see above everything and has a more unique perspective.
Thalai is also drawing a bit of eyes as well as occasionally as people manage to look away from the giant that is Thalai to spot Storm, that she is also drawing a bit of a crowd as well of onlookers, as they are a bit unique in their appearances. But you make your way into the central heart of the market area, and you can see that in the very dead center there are several stands built up together. It seems to be a hodgepodge of different stands that have all been built together, but they all kind of make this one big what's the word I'm looking for? One big grandstand for performances or musicians. You imagine that they are actually individual stands that people can rent out to do auctions or whatever, but they are around about the same height that you could have performances played across them over them, but they definitely seem to have been built individually and owned probably individually as well. As is the nature of this place. And your guide takes you off a little bit more to the west, just outside the main market area, where there is a 3-story tall, quite large and ornate looking building, which has a gigantic green centipede emblazoned and built up alongside. It seems to be made of brass but painted. And it covers the entire front wall and curves around to the side and then back up and over, and its head kind of looms a little bit over the top of the main entry into the tavern itself. It seems like a very ornate place and very well built up, and judging by the amount of people coming and going, it also seems to be very popular.
It's a good theme. Very good theme. Shall we?
Sure.
I don't imagine it's getting any quieter anytime soon, so let's just dive in.
Storm's still busy acting like a cat.
So I get the impression you're a bit uncomfortable with the intimacy of this place. Are you all right?
I'll be fine, I think.
All right. Let's go.
As you head on inside and look around, there is quite a large crowd in here. It is almost the entire bottom floor is open to just rows upon rows of tables and benches to sit at. There's not really many individual tables for a number of people to sit at for privacy. There are a few scattered around the edges of it, but the main central area seems to just be generalized. You sit down with a group of people and you probably interact with them. It's to encourage communication between people. And out of nowhere, just kind of like popping up beside you, she seems quite young. It's a young, maybe 17 or 18 year old young girl. Kind of pops up behind you and goes, "Howdy there! What brings you in today?"
Hello.
And you can see floating beside her is a mug with a rag kind of just wiping it, floating in the air beside her.
Storm's
She goes,
done
"How
the,
can I help you? What can I get for you?"
Storm's done the cat scared reaction, fur all up an end on all fours.
Tail out straight.
It's busheled. Very
I didn't mean
wide.
to scare you there. What can I get for you?
We'll have sandwiches, please.
Sandwiches? Yeah, I could fit that up for you. No problem.
Can we take a seat anywhere?
Of course, yeah. Anything else for the rest of you?
Milk, please.
Milk, I can do that for you, no problem.
Meow.
Thank you.
What about you there, big boy?
I'll be fine.
And
I'll be alright.
what are you? And she kind of is looking at Storm over like, you're a curious one.
By this point, Storm sat on the floor, licking her paw, ignoring her
kind
a
of-
little bit.
Kind of turns to Sam and goes, the milk for her? That yours?
Her ears like twitch and her tail flickers like this. Like she's clearly like, "Excuse me."
No.
Yeah,
nothing.
Sam gets very excited. Who did you call her? Sorry.
The milk, that's for her. That.
Oh, me. Sorry.
Ah, okay. Anything for your pet?
She just like real angry tail. That does this low
Yeah,
rumbling growl.
another milk for the other Xel'nari member. Thank you.
Oh God, you're all Xel'nari? Wow, bless me, I haven't had Xel'nari in here for a little while. I
Yes,
didn't
all
mean to
four of us.
offend. I ain't never seen one like you before.
She like gets up, brushes herself off, because yeah, I am cat person. I have been called tabaxi in your tongue.
Oh, well, ain't that just a dandest thing? You're just a little cutie. I do apologize. Let me fetch you something as an apology. And with that, she kind of she melds back into the crowd, but like pretty much just disappears as soon as she forms back into the crowd. You just lose track of her, and her little floating mug is all you can see kind of making its way through the crowd.
How are we all doing?
I'm going to take that side of the tavern and start asking if anyone's seen the bard.
Storm very
Sure.
slowly starts pulling out her bagpipes with a questioning look.
I'm not gonna stop it.
Not me.
I'm not stopping this.
It's not a no, Storm.
She like totters over to like the performance section, little clearing area.
I'll just go from table to table saying, "Excuse me, comrades, have you seen Conjure Illusion?" and just go around asking people.
You roll me a persuasion as you go around.
God damn it!
Oh,
Why do I
actually,
keep trying
no,
to be
you know what?
passive?
I'll give you an investigation. You are investigating a crime, and people are not going to exactly be hostile towards giving out information here.
Exactly. That is an 18.
All right. What is everyone else doing in the meantime?
I'm just sitting at the table.
I've joined Thalai at the table. I think.
Like,
Storm starts
Am
her
I like
performance.
am I like sitting the way it is, like the chair being that small, the table being that small for me, like my feet are like up, like this,
Yeah, your
or
feet are
they're
your feet are probably up a little bit. Like you're not able to get them fully under the desk, but then it's not small tables. Like they are quite large, and it is designed for people to be able to get into them and get out of the stools without needing to move past other people. So there is a bit of space. You are still uncomfortable because you are considerably larger than most, but you are not in some kind of comical position just to be able to sit down.
okay.
Just you wait until we
But-
go visit a halfling village.
Yeah, but regardless, I just look really uncomfortable.
After you sitting down, after a few moments, a flagon of ale is kind of just slid across the table in front of you. And as you look over, there's a group of men who kind of look like they're possibly merchants, maybe one or two of them mercenaries. And they just go, "So, big guy, what's your story?"
Looking for something. Not sure just yet. Cheers.
looking for someone, eh? Out on a bit of a quest. You look like you've gone around the block a few times, beaten a few up.
I've been in a few fights, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, we got any stories to tell?
Well, I guess I can talk about the time I fought the dragon.
Cool, blimey. What a dragon. Oh, told you he was
Yeah.
a big one. He probably took it
Sounds
down with his
right.
bare hands.
Oh no, not with my bare hands, and I did have some assistance, but
Yo.
yes, it was a nasty.
They kind of just look
black-
over like, oh shit, there's someone else there.
There's a midget next to the giant.
Yes, no, this one
Yeah.
here was invaluable. Helped me get up on my feet after it did knock me down for a bit. No, it was a nasty black one. Thankfully, just a young one, so it wasn't as big as some of the grown-ups. But it was nasty, fierce, nasty acid breath. We managed to drive it off though, and claim its treasure for, and save a village from having its cattle eaten by it. So, I think that's the most impressive thing I fought.
As you continue to tell a story, a plate just is kind of like slid into the table between you and Sam of some sandwiches, and a large glass of milk as well. And you notice that the girl is kind of just standing there next to you, is just like kind of bobbing slightly on the spot as if expecting something.
Payment, I'm assuming.
Oh, did I order the sandwiches? Mine is left. Just did you guys with the bill?
Well, she's gone for the walk, but how much for those?
Oh, just 5 copper pieces.
I'll pay it. I'll just take out the 5 coins, slide it up. I'll give her a silver. Sorry,
Okay.
I'll give her a silver piece.
Oh, thank you kindly. Aren't you just a doll?
In the
And
corner,
she-
you just hear.
What did you? I'm scared. What did you roll for performance?
Nothing. She's just you gotta warm up them bagpipes, man. And it sounds awful.
At the sound of that, you see her kind of look concernedly off to the side. And, if you need me for anything, just give a holler. Name's Aaron. And with that, she just disappears into the crowd again. And after a moment, Storm, as you're prepping your bagpipes,
You
she
gotta
just
warm them up.
appears by your side with another glass of milk and a plate of sandwiches and goes, "Oh, you'll be playing, will you, miss?"
Oh, Yar, is that a problem?
Oh, not at all. Entertainment's always welcome.
Okay.
Oh, this is yours, by the way. Don't worry, your friends have already taken care of the bill.
That is good.
Yes, that I did.
Thank you. You can put it there.
And she puts it down for you. And
Her arms are
you
full
give
of
me a
bags.
holler, okay, if you need anything else.
Sure.
I'm just eyeing Storm warily, and just like as she continues to warm up, I just go, "Just play the damn thing already."
Shut up!
And again, she just disappears into the crowd. And Kovac, as you're going through talking to the different patrons and gathering some information, of which, unfortunately, there's not much. 1 or 2 of them think they may have seen that group through, but none of them have heard of any performances by a Thimblefingers or a bard troupe that matches any of that description. There's not enough information for you to get any solid leads off it. A few potential, oh yeah, I think I saw someone who looked like that. In a place like this with so many people coming through, it could be generic orc number 46 who just happened to look slightly like them. But as you are making your way through the crowd, Aaron just appears next to you with a plate of sandwiches. Just goes, "Oh, here you go, darling."
Thank you. I'll just take half a sandwich off and take a bite and go, how much were these?
Oh, they're already paid for, your friend. Your big friend. He paid for them all.
I will have to reimburse him. This was my order. Thank you. And then because this girl seems to be all over the place, I will ask her the same questions. I'll conjure the illusion and say, "Have you seen these individuals? They are part of why we are here."
She kind of looks for a moment and goes, "No, they've never been in my place."
And you're sure of that? I feel like you're very world-wizened by your ability to just appear in front of us and...
Oh, I know my way around this place like the back of my hand. But no, I know everyone's face who comes in this place, and I can tell you for certainty they ain't been in here.
Excellent. Thank you for your assistance.
You're most welcome. If you need anything else, name's Aaron. Just give us a holler.
All right. Thank you very much, Aaron.
And she just scuttles off into the crowd and just disappears.
I will see Thalia's bald, tattooed head across the crowd, just weave through the tables, sit down next to him, and just say to Sam, "No luck in here, I'm afraid," as I'm enjoying this sandwich.
And
Well,
at that
one to cross off.
Storm, roll me a performance.
Oh boy. Yes, I can definitely do that. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck.
Nope.
Oh dear.
Sorry there's no dice cam today, so you'll just have to trust me. Ooh! It's an 18! Plus 1, so it's a 19! Hey!
Yes, you do pretty damn well. You start up the bagpipes, which is already unique enough as it is, but also a tabaxi playing it makes it even more unique. And whilst they might not be familiar with the type of music that you're playing, it definitely draws a crowd of onlookers who are just curious about the spectacle of it all. Strange music they've never heard before, played on a strange instrument that, some of them have probably heard bagpipes, but still not very common.
The ditty
and
she's
played
playing
by
is
a
probably
strange-
also just unique as well. It'd be from her
Mm.
home.
And you draw yourself quite a large crowd of onlookers, and the liveliness of the entire tavern starts to kind of rise up a bit. Thalai, while you're sitting around, you notice that there is a dragonborn that's kind of been pacing back and forth every now and then. You've noticed him several times, and he always seems to kind of just like be looking you out of the corner of his eye. He's not trying to hide himself or anything, but he's kind of paced back and forth a few times. And then after about the 5th time, he grunts, pushes someone out of the way slightly, like shoves them along the stool a bit, and sits down in front of you and goes, "You finding the pit?"
What pit? Oh, hi, Grave. Thanks for the raid.
Thanks for the raid, Grave. We love you. Thank you for sharing us love. Hee 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 hee.
He just kind of, the pit, fighting pit, obviously. Big boy like you, I reckon you could go a few rounds.
Hello. Where would this pit be?
You earn some good coin. Well, in the cave, of course. You near to town or something?
Barely.
We gotta hydrate.
I
Not for
already
me.
finished off my entire class.
It's not from me. I was gonna say great.
Ah, the
Yes,
hydrate.
hydrate.
Oh!
Next kid!
Ah! I love this little war that's going on. Love you guys.
Kid is prepared.
Kid is
Oh,
only
yeah, no,
there to cancel
I'll
any
just be honest
fun.
and say, no, I'm new. New to town.
At that, he kind of like perks up a little. He's like, fresh meat for the pit then. That'll be great. You come on in sometime, eh? And have a few rounds.
So
How does this?
where
sorry,
where do
Eva.
I find this cave? And this
On the eastern side of town, hard to miss it. Tell them Grom sent you. Maybe we go around or two as well.
I'll check
What
it out
goes in
when
this
I can,
fighting pit?
Rom.
Your fisticuffs, yeah. Beat them down until they can't fight no more. Either till they surrender or until they're not conscious. You earn more coin if you make a bit of a spectacle of it, of course. And of course, there's always the finder's fee if we get a new spectacle. and I think you could be a bit of a spectacle.
Any tricks and abilities allowed to be used in this pit, so to speak?
No magic, no weapons. That's the only rules.
Oh, I wanted to turn into a cat.
I don't think a cat would be really good at fighting it.
At that, he kind of looks over and he goes, "Oh no, I think we could make some exception if you're a druid. They're always an interesting fight."
I just give the look at the light. I'm like, I'm in if you are.
We'll think about it. We know where
Alright, like I said, you let him know I sent you though.
Of course.
At that, he kind of looks at the person next to him he shoved over and just kind of like grunts at them a little bit, and they kind of like, and then he just stands up and chuckles to himself as he walks away.
Oh,
Yeah, just as an FYI, Sam can turn into a panther.
Mm-hmm.
that does sound like it'd be fun. But
Storm's
we are
never
here in
seen
the-
one of those.
I've turned into it.
Have you?
Like a few games ago.
You've done a spider. I don't remember the panther.
Yeah, I thought I did panther once. No,
Maybe.
yeah, doesn't matter.
There's
Um,
a panther currently
Yeah,
making
so
its way up
I
your
just
chest.
I just look at you, Sam, and I'll just say like, that does sound like fun. But we are here on a job.
Yeah.
But he
I-
did just challenge me, and I can't believe that's a challenge slap.
I look up from taking notes, including notes of that conversation, and I say, well, the cave is on our list of places to investigate. I'm sure while I canvass the crowd, you can keep people's spirits occupied and lively, and we could always use more coin for our investigation.
Oh yeah, coin shopping. I mean, investigation. Yes.
Does Storm make some money from her
Yeah.
Did he?
After you're played for a little bit, you actually make 32 copper coins.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Barding it up pays well, especially in a
I
big,
will
busy
take it.
tavern.
Stream meat
But-
toast, by the way. She's not going anywhere. This is what she does.
Kitty butt.
She's so
I do
cute.
not control the cat.
If Storm isn't evidence, Toast is.
Alright. So, you have gathered all the information you can gather from here. Unfortunately, not much. Where do you go from
Got-
here?
Got the pit. So the caves we know, and the pit we know. That this area isn't. Do we know how many of these locations are on the west side?
So only the Emerald Centipede and the Mary Abbey are on the west side.
Was it east side? Whichever one.
East side is where your family's.
Yeah,
trading
that's
shop is.
instead of going to check each individual one, I got some guys I could talk to, maybe see if they're going on past.
What sandwiches did she give me?
It'd probably be a mixture of like ham and cheese and probably some jams.
They're all acceptable. She'll eat them.
I will slide 5 copper over the table to the line because I probably read like up on the wall sandwiches 5 copper. So I reimburse him.
Thank you.
So, shall we try this pit? The cave?
Well, I think should we not check the other places close by first, rather than going back and forth?
Good point. I turn to Jacob. Is he like at the table with us?
He's just kind of been standing a little bit off to the side. You get the impression that while he's on duty, he is not permitted to partake in anything.
Jacob, are any of the taverns on our list in between here and the cave to pass by on the way?
Sorry, say that again.
are any of the taverns on this list in between here in the cave?
Well, if you go a bit further south and off the beaten path, you could come across the dead camel, but that's if you're going through there.
Well, isn't the melee something on this side of the town as well?
Aye, but that's more north.
Let's pitch the abbey and the dead camel, and then stop at the cave.
Yeah. So if we wanted to check out if more of them were on the east side, I could do a quick check-in with someone first. Might save us some time.
Oh, all right then. I didn't realize you'd been here before.
Wait, what?
I didn't realize you'd been here before.
Oh, I thought I said I didn't realize that would be helpful. Oh, sorry.
I didn't realize you'd be helpful. Wow.
No, I've not been here before, but you know, my dad's merchant type deals. We've got a post here.
Oh, excellent. I'm sure
So,
that
yeah.
can be quite useful as long as they're more amicable than he is.
His employees, some are worse, some are carbon copy. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll deal. Let's just go.
Okay. Let's find this merchant outpost.
Storm's still
So-
sitting in a corner on the floor eating her food after playing her bagpipes.
You can bring the sandwiches with you.
We are going somewhere?
Sam has a lead.
Oh,
The thing.
okay. 1 second.
Oh.
She sculls her milk.
Did you find the waitress and look her dead in the eyes at that time? I was like, my milk.
She sculls it with her tongue. Like a weird cat.
Several minutes of later.
All right, where are you headed first? The abbey or the camel?
I reckon Abbey, then go down Camel to the cave.
Go down, camel.
It's already down, it's dead.
Yes. So first, the abbey.
All right. You head way up north to the abbey, and it lives up to its name. It kind of looks like it's being themed around cherubs and, you know, the very Greek pillars and its open courtyard kind of area. So whilst there is a number of canvas coverings to keep the rain and sun off you, it's a very open courtyard area with vines running along it. It's quite a beautiful place. And as you step inside, a large, bountiful woman with glorious bosoms approaches you.
I cannot decide if this place is beautiful or creepy.
And she goes,
Yes.
She turns to you and goes, "Well, welcome there. What can I get for you, ladies and gentlemen?"
I'm gonna go with creepy.
One
We
lady
are-
and gentlemen, thank you.
2 lady. Or are you calling me just cat? Kovek is a girl.
Oh yeah. Sam is having existential crises right now. I was like, I'm just gonna go sit in a corner. I'm just gonna sit in a corner.
What's
You can
your,
read into that as you will. That's all I'm saying.
I'll say, what's your specialty here at the Mary Abbey, madam?
We got some of the finest wines and liquors around.
And on your menu?
some of the finest wines and liquors around. We got cheese platters and all that to go with them, of course. But if you're looking for a more serious meal, then unfortunately, this ain't the place for you.
We'll take a cheese platter and a flight of your wine samplers.
In Kovek's mind, she will hear. We can just investigate without buying anything. You know that, right?
It's been so long since I've been in a city. Give me this.
Can I have a liquor, please? Oh no! Oh no!
A sampler? All right, I can arrange that. That'll be 5 silver pieces.
I pay up, and I'm imagining like a row of like tiny wine glasses, and going like, and just spitting them out afterwards, and going, the bouquet.
And is that for all of you there, Hans, or
No, thank you.
nothing for you there?
I'm good.
No, thank you.
Do you
Oh,
have
nothing
meat?
for you there. Sure, I can't get you something. And she kind of like shimmies up a little bit against the light.
Just
I know I can
No.
get you something.
the lie just looks even more uncomfortable and goes, no, I'm
Oh, all right then. And what about? And she looks over Storm and goes, What about you?
Meat?
Meat?
Or fish? I will deal with fish. I like fish too.
We have a platter of some sort we can get you, I'm sure. And with
Sure.
that, she turns and wanders off into the crowd over to the tavern side that is off to the back courtyard.
Okay. I will begin canvassing the clientele and staff once again.
The clientele here look a bit more upper class. You imagine most of these are probably merchant conglomerate owners and higher class citizens.
That does not faze me in the least.
Sam, you probably, whilst you might not recognize faces, you might recognize emblems of different merchant guilds here. Your father has definitely had trade-ins with some of these people, and you know that some of them are quite snobbish.
Best behavior, best behavior, best behavior.
There's a few okay ones in amongst the group, but most of them are quite snobbish.
Yeah, merchants are merchants. At the end of the day, they want profit, they want coin. People who deal with them also want profit and coin, getting the best deals. It's just, as I said, carbon copies of my dad at the end of it, sort of situation.
Audie, if you could just say, we don't accept failure here at Xel'nari, that would just make my day.
We don't accept failure here in the Xel'nari. Isn't that right, Puss?
Thank you.
Someone needs to clip that.
No, they really don't.
I mean, they kind of do.
I mean, please, I'm a clip virgin. Please,
$1 million.
Well, we gotta pop that cherry eventually,
She
man.
is molting so much when I do this.
God.
It's everywhere.
The look she just gave at the camera was just like, excuse me?
Why?
This is baby.
She's so
Father,
cute.
why have you forsaken me?
She is small and cute, and she goes, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? Anyway, back to D&D. Sorry.
I couldn't help myself.
Kovac, you're finding it a bit harder to get information from these people. They are less welcoming to your interruptions. Not something you haven't dealt with before. You've had to deal with snobbish types before, but yes, it is a bit more hard to actually get something from them. I'll get you to roll me an investigation, please. As you try and get some information from them. What's everyone else up to?
26.
Jesus, nice. As you await your taster platter.
I was gonna try and see if anyone, or if there's anyone in here that was my father's colors, I suppose, or at least like know that they work for him, but they'll probably be at their stall more than anything.
Perception.
I'll do a perception. I did
So-
manage to find the D20 I thought I lost. I put it back in its bag, where it was supposed to be.
So Storm, if anyone's paying any attention, is being classic Storm. No care at all for social standards because she doesn't understand. So she's just behaving as she normally would. Yeah.
Uh-oh. 23, by the way, for perception.
All right. And what about you, Thalai?
I'm just. I'll just lean down to like. I'm just gonna look at Korvac and just go. I'm gonna take a breather. I don't like this place, and I'm just gonna walk out for fresh air.
All right, that's fine.
Jacob kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, I'm coming with you."
I'll be fine. I promise. I'm just gonna be right outside.
Oh no, I'm coming with you. Don't leave me.
Oh,
Leave me alone.
You learn in this place.
well, I understand. Come on then.
Storm
Look,
sits down in a chair and just like eagerly is like sitting there waiting for her meat.
There's a reason why they call her Mary Mary.
Quite contrary.
Mm.
Is this another Mary with infinite
How
blossoms?
absolute dare you?
He
this is something I
brought
don't
back
get.
Really,
Mary.
very intense.
Yeah, she's got herself a bit of a reputation. I just don't. Well, the patronage have got themselves a bit of a reputation as well, and I don't want any part of that.
It's yeah. So just waiting.
They're kind of just standing awkwardly, just like,
We're done with small talk now. What?
Yeah, pretty much.
The two
Because Thalai
non-small
has
talking
no. Yep, Thalai has barely any charisma.
nor
Who
does
in the
Jacob.
party does, except for Storm?
What?
Perfect.
So who in this party actually has any charisma apart from Storm?
Storm
Thank you,
actually
kid.
does have charisma, which is terrible.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're the only one who does. I have a -2.
Which is concerning.
So,
That Storm is the most charismatic person here.
Kovac, you do manage to wrangle out some information from one of the guests who is quite more confident that they definitely did see this group heading through town. They believe that they saw them stop at the main stage for a bit, though did not perform, before heading more southwards.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Southwards, wasn't that where the caves were?
The cave is more southwards as well as the dead camel is more southwards as well.
Good to know.
And also, though it's more to the east, the fierce stag is also southeast, and the wild quill is also to the southeast.
Okay. I will thank this person very much for their time. And wait, what are they consuming themselves at this place?
They have a bottle of wine that they are consuming, as well as a nice platter of dried meats and cheeses as well.
Okay.
It seems to be pretty much the staple that's going around, as well as like olives and all of that good stuff, and nuts and dried fruits.
Fair enough.
It's for the fanciful.
Yes, fanciful indeed. I will approach Sam.
Mhm.
Has our wine flight arrived yet?
So Mary has arriving now with your wine fighter, and it is a long tray with small glasses along it of different types of wine, and she has another platter in the other hand of cheeses. She looks over to you. Just, oh, where'd your big friend go? I did like him.
He's stepped outside for some fresh air. He's rather shy around your clientele.
Oh, I am not something to be afraid of. Don't you worry about me. I can understand with all these other big intimidating men, but not me.
I'm
And she
sure.
kind of looks over at Storm again and goes, you
Mitts?
want to wrangle that one in a bit? She's kind of unnerving my patrons.
What
Her
seems to be
behavior.
the problem?
Her
I
behavior
just
is
need you to do a little bit less of that.
I was waiting for this.
You just gestured to all of me.
But I am just sitting. What is that?
It's just you're making my patrons a little uncomfortable. They're not used to your frivolity.
Are you being racist here?
Oh no!
Yeah, she's
Oh no!
All I wanted
you'll
was some meat.
That she
You're
goes,
telling
"Oh,
me I
goodness,
am
no.
not welcome here?
You no. You are most welcome, but I just need you to.
To what? I'm sorry, what? I am just sitting here, being all quiet, patiently waiting for my meat, and you're making a fuss.
She kind of looks at
Storm.
Kovac, looks at Sam. and goes,
I'm very sorry for her. We're not fully used to this form of civilized discretion.
She is from out of town, though.
And that
I
she
would.
kind of leans in a bit and looks at Sam over again. Just, do I know you, sweetheart? You got a familiar face.
Weatherby.
Oh, bless my! How did I not notice one of the Weatherby sons?
Oh.
How are you doing,
You're
Mom?
one of the Xel'nari boys, aren't you?
Indeed, Mom. You can see Sam's definitely doing this like, oh, here we go. Here's the, yeah, we're saying, Mom. We're being polite and smiling, even though the eyes are dead.
She goes, oh, well, bless me, I never thought I would see one of you boys down here. I thought you'd have to wait till you all grew up and took over some of the business from your father.
Getting field work in first, Mom.
Oh, well, let me fetch you a little something extra.
Oh, no.
Weatherby is always welcome here.
Oh. Yes, and yeah, points over at the sigil. Yes, I didn't want to cause any unnecessary stress or anything for yourselves. I simply out on the job, wanted to keep a low profile and not trying to call in any favors from the father. Inside, like, I'm dead inside.
She kind of looks at you and she goes, oh, I get it. You know, a bit of manual personnel enterprise, and I get it. Starting
Making
up
my
your
own name,
one.
Mum.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. And she hands over the platter and then hurries off to go get whatever this is she's going to bring you.
Turns around to Kovac and says, "You say nothing."
So nothing. As I'm like mid, like wine that's going.
Just
wonderful bouquet.
Storm's sitting there cross-armed with a very upset tail.
There's different levels of decorum in this world, and unfortunately, we've managed to find ourselves in one of the higher up ones.
Well, I may know how to look the part, but I'll be honest. they all taste the same to me, and I'm just gonna take every single flight and one by one add them to my water skin and then leave.
This truly makes them chuckle. Like, yeah, that's like the one you see a proper actual like smile on their face, like decent, like eyes, like. If they would ever say the words of "I love you," just in terms of like they're friends and things like, it's like this is one of those where it's like, yes, well done. Now you know how I have to put up with these things whenever I go back to my parents.
I'm sure like half a wineskin of various wines will come in useful eventually.
So not give it to some wine connoisseur, see them freak. Why are there 12 different bouquets?
No, I don't want to do this.
It's gonna be the best wine they've ever tasted, and they're gonna ask you to recreate it. But you're
Or
not
it's
gonna be
going
able
to
to
be
do it.
the worst wine they've ever tasted.
You're gonna kill the Pope with this wine. If anyone knows black books, you'll get the reference.
Okay, so
Why is there so much? Oh,
so I made a note. My water skin is now half full of 10 different wine samplers.
You also have a cheese platter.
Do not put it in the water skin.
I'm just gonna like I'm gonna pull out like a piece of wax paper from my like lunchbox, pour it all on, wrap it up nicely, put it away, and leave. Where's my lead?
Cool. I'm patiently waiting for her to return. Sam wants to leave, but if he does and she comes back, it's like, oh, the father will definitely hear about this one.
She actually returns fairly shortly with a bottle of wine, and you can immediately recognize it as some of the good stuff that your father would bring in every now and then that probably costs a few dozen gold coins.
Immediately the brain's like, I can sell this later.
And she hands it over to you and just goes, a little gift from me, just in case you remember, you know, where to come to for any business meetings.
Of course, Mom. Thank you most kindly. The mental notes have been taken. And so then he immediately thinks, like, that's literally what my father says. I hate myself. Gives a little
grumbling in the
bow
corner.
to her. The usual thing of, like, gonna hate myself. Will take her hand, little kiss on the. They're doing this sort of thing, little kiss.
She gives a little giggle and a little, oh, bless me.
Which even me doing, I have to do a bow first, and then I have to do completely upright to get her hand to get the kiss on. I can't do it from a bowed position.
And you bring that big hunkin' man of yours by any time.
Oh, I will make sure to make him fully aware.
She turns and goes, well, I'll be seeing you. If you ever need anything, you just stop on by, and friends are welcome too.
Cool. Bottle of wine. I'm just add an item.
The bottle of wine is worth 20 gold pieces.
20 gold pieces? Ooh.
It's the good stuff.
Very nice.
I'm trying to work out how to add it and then edit it, if that makes sense.
There's like other possessions. There's like other possessions at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Where is it?
add a bottle of wine, click on the picture. Oh, sorry, the icon. No, the...
Oh, add items to your... I've created a section called wine in my backpack. I didn't even realize I did that.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that. Heck, that's cool.
I'm putting bottle worth 20 gold.
As you're leaving, Jacob just says to you, and she just goes, oh, that woman gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Nope, Storm's
Something
not leaving
ain't
till
right
she
about
gets
that.
her meat.
So that was brought out with the platter of cheeses. As well.
Oh, okay. You didn't say anything, so I didn't.
Sorry.
realize. Okay. She's gonna walk out with the entire platter.
Not taking
Okay.
the meats off the platter.
Nope.
You're taking
You have
the flash.
you have a silver platter tray worth 3 silver.
Great.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
That's almost worth the cost of all the wine I bought.
She just walks out with it. Rude.
I'll kind of walk out and not actually stop walking as I walk out. I'll just say, "We need to head south," and just go in that direction. as I walk past Thalia and Jacob.
Jacob just gives you a nod and starts leading the way. Which one is it for?
Where is... So, I was told south of the main stage. What tavern is nearest to that location?
Closest to that? You're probably looking at the cave.
Alright.
Or the dead
And
camel.
then if you're looking for shady stuff, yeah, the dead camel will be the next closest.
Well, then we will start with the cave. And
Did we get told what time the pit was? If it was a time, by the way?
Nope.
We're not told a time, no.
Okay. Okay. No reason. Just checking.
And like as we're walking, I'm just going to approach the line and say, "So you seemed interested in fighting that dragonborn."
Not him. But there was a challenge made, and I should accept it.
Just wondering, would you put? He said no magic. Would you personally consider your size expansion rune to be magic?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay then.
I'm
If
going to turn to a
if I
cat.
go in there, I will strip off my armor, get rid of all my weaponry, make sure I'm not wearing any of my runes, and go in as I am.
Good to know.
Hmm.
Alright.
And I will be there to cheer you on.
And assuming you're going to place some bets on me too.
Definitely not.
That's foolish of you. You can make good coin.
That
You
is
hear in your
tempting.
mind, you hear in your head, I was going to join in too.
So, you start making your way towards the cave, which definitely lives up to its name. Whilst it is clearly a constructed building, it is being designed to look like a small mounded cave that has a big opening. Most of the front wall is open area with some barristers in front, but a nice easy way in, and you can see there's a large roaring fire pits on either side. And the entire cave tavern seems to be built around this centralized pit in the middle. There are some smaller pits slightly off to the side where other scuffs can happen, but the main pit is in the center where you would imagine the prize fights would happen. But the entire tavern is kind of built up as multiple layers up, kind of like an auditorium, so that you can look down upon it while you drink or have a meal.
Ah. Well, same as before, I will canvass the crowd and the staff.
As you get to the door, there is a half orc standing at the front, and he kind of steps in front a little bit, and he goes, "Patronage or fighting?" Looking mostly at Thalia.
I'm like 6'4" but dead skinny. So I'm like,
Fight. Grom sent me.
Ah, yes. All right, find us fee for him then. You look like you'll put up a good fight and a good show. And he kind of looks over at Storm and he goes, "You fighting? You look like you'd be a bit of a spectacle." What was that?
What is going on?
You fighting? Or are you here to watch the fights?
Who's fighting?
Well, anyone's welcome to fight. You can earn yourself some coin.
Sure, I'll fight. So
Or some reputation, even. All right, two
None of
down
those
for
things sound
fighting.
exciting, but fighting does, so I'll give it a go.
3 down for fighting.
He kind of looks down at you. He's just, You're joking, right?
No, he's scarier than he looks.
Thalai sent me.
I think it looks and goes, the lie.
It's him. I point at Thalai.
Apparently, druids draw an interesting crowd.
Ah, Druide. He kind of looks over, thinks for a moment, he goes, I guess it works. Alright, well, if he has any winnings, you'll get 10% of the house pick.
Ah. Well, you better win then.
No pressure.
No,
But you
you're
can
the
see
one
how
who's meant
Sam's
to...
cog work.
No, that's the finder's fee. If he found you as a fighter, if you win, he gets a percentage of the fee.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. On you hop in. You'll be called into the rounds when you're ready.
Of course.
Okay.
Just put your names
Okay.
down on the board before you go.
Yep. I'll see the board, put my name down, and I'll just go to the callback. Oh, of course, I can't come in with any of this, and I just start taking off all my armor, and like wrap it up nicely, give it to them, unsling the shield and the warhammer, place it on top, and just like all of that stuff, and just go like, look after that. Oh, and he takes off his earring, the gold stud with the long feather in it.
Mhm.
That's important. Look after that, but I can't use it. It's got stuff on it.
Would your culture forbid me from wearing it myself for a special safekeeping?
I wouldn't wear it if you don't understand the significance.
That's fair. I will tuck it away safe.
Don't fret about the feather. The feather's quite durable. That's why it's so valuable.
All right.
It's more than just a pretty look.
So I'm standing next to a pile of armor.
Yeah, so the chainmail, and also his shirt as well. Shirtless.
Okay, I'm gonna look down at the pile of armor and just go. I'm gonna open my spellbook, turn to a page, and speedy cast Tensor's floating disc, and just have this disc of force go vroom underneath, and just have it all just be carried under the disc.
Yeah, so everything that isn't the pants I'm wearing will be in that pile. Like the pants and shoes I'm wearing.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone looking around at the stuff that's just been placed down and like trying to maybe say, oh, I wonder if I could like take that and shit?
No, most people are interested in a fight that's currently happening between two humans in the pit.
That's fine. That's fine. Sam's just there. Like, he's almost vibrating, like I'm excited.
And I will canvas the crowd. And you know what? Actually, I will. I assume part of Thalai's gear included the two-person tent.
Yeah.
So I will open.
The tent would have been folded up into like over the backpack itself.
Okay. Well, then I will take the tent out, and I will take the sheet of the tent and put it over everything, so that if someone like tries to nick an individual item from this floating disc, it's not possible because there's a big tent top over everything.
Storm kind of just looks a little weary with her plate. Goes, do I also need to undress? Is this tradition?
No, you're just not allowed to fight with any weapons or anything like that.
Oh.
And that's all my armor. So it is your fists and no magic of any kind.
That's okay. I don't do magic, and I only fight with fists. So
None of that element, none of the elemental things you do.
don't know what you're
I'm gonna-
talking about.
I'll pop my staff
I
and
think
my
you're the exception,
shield.
Sam, because you're.
Oh yeah, good point. I get
Oh, I think you get to use your magic to transform into a beast of some kind.
just if I pop out, then I still got the things. So shield, the armor, but the big baggy kind of like hooded cloak thingy. That not cloak,
Maybe
tunic. Still on.
let's find a place to sit first, so we're not lugging this around.
It's fine. My disc can hold up to £1,000, up to £500, and will last an hour.
Okay, well here's my stick
Okay.
Stick,
I put it-
shield, armor,
and my
I put them all
crossbow.
on the pile, one after the other.
and yeah, all the daggers. 4 daggers.
Good. Okay.
Oh yeah, I have darts. I forgot about these. Here.
We'll just state that we just take in what we take in. That'll be easier than saying what
Oh!
we're putting down.
Mhm.
I forgot I had explosive satchel.
I'll take that.
Hey, no, that's mine. You better
I
give that
put,
back.
No promises.
It's good to read your character sheets, ladies and gentlemen.
But like, of all the things she gives you, the one thing that she like very, very, very carefully is like, you have to protect this. Now, okay, you have to be very careful with this one, okay? And it's a scroll case. You know she carries this with her everywhere. It's a little scroll case she carries on her hip. Don't let anything happen to that.
Can I read it?
And this. And she pulls
Well,
out a
what's-
broken pocket watch. Or compass, sorry, broken compass. But it looks like a pocket watch. It's like a thing on a chain.
I wonder if I can mend this.
No. It's okay. You don't need to
Okay.
fix it.
All the like really important items like that have been stressed to me. Important are being worn on my person. Everything else on the disc.
Now
If you open up the scroll case, it has a very poorly drawn map on it of a place you do not recognize.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So then now it's Sam's turn to tell you their important stuff. So
Mhm.
looks at you dead in the eyes, go, take care of this. It's really important. Hands you the wine. We can sell it for money.
I will put it
That's it.
in my bag.
That's
With-
the only item. They don't have anything else that's important.
I'll put
Oh.
it in the bag with the potions I've been carrying around.
By the way, as well, Kovac, if you look at the compass, you realize it's not actually broken. It just doesn't point north.
So broken.
Well, I mean, it works. It just doesn't do what it's meant to do.
Where is it pointing? As I look at it, just curious.
Ooh, actually.
And you'll notice, if you stare at it for long enough, you'll notice that it slowly changes direction.
No, it wouldn't.
No?
At the current point, it is currently pointing northwest.
Okay.
Well, it almost works. Interesting. I'll put that away too.
I do wonder if using poison would be bad.
Yes.
Certainly help you with that.
I can turn into a spider. I'm sorry.
That is different, but no actual poison.
No, the spider has poison though.
Well, then that's on them for choosing to fight you as a spider.
Yay!
Right, I'm gonna canvass the crowd and wait and see how my friends' fights go.
All right, and I have already picked the first fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a large dwarf standing in the middle of the arena. We have the next fight, a newcomer. She's small, she's nimble, and she's furry. Her name...
She put herself down as Kitty Soft Paws.
I just put myself down as S.
I used my name. Just putting it out there, I used his name.
That would be cool!
He goes, she's small, she's fluffy, she's... Kitty Soft Paws.
And Storm with her platter go, oh, that's yummy! And she puts the platter down. Now take care of this, okay? I want to eat it when I'm done. And she like totters out all happy.
He
Like,
watches you step into the arena and he just looks over and he's like, all right, she'll be fighting an old favorite of ours, Hargon. And as he says that, a slightly smaller, just slightly smaller, but far more bulkily built dwarf steps into the arena, and he has got his shirt off and his hair all over as well. And he has got almost grey-like skin. You imagine it's mostly covered in ash as well. He seems to probably work at a blacksmith or something during the day. And he's just, come on, you know what you're here to see. And he's trying to show off his guns.
I will cast Minor Illusion and make a top corner of the stands go, boo, hiss, boo, get off the stage.
oh, someone really
He
doesn't
looks
like
around
you.
like staring daggers into the crowd of where that sound came from, like, whoa.
Someone doesn't like you, apparently. Are you sure you're good?
Oh, don't you worry about that, you little fluff ball.
Hey, that's rude. I am Kitty Softpaws.
Can you roll for initiative, please?
Yes, I can.
Oh, wow. I don't think it will matter. I don't think you could possibly go after him.
7?
Sorry, add yourself in there.
Oh, we don't have an arena.
Nah.
Theater of the mind.
We could makeshift an
Theater
arena.
of the mind. Could, but theater of the mind is fine as well.
Theater of the mind.
Okay. That is fair.
So the announcer steps out of the corner of the arena and goes, all right, you two, you know the rules. Fair fight and fight.
Actually, no, I don't.
I told you it's all.
And you're first up through the spawn. And you're just like, no, I don't know the rules. And he comes charging towards you straight away as well. He's not the kind to circle around and be all moment of tension.
No pussyfooting around, you mean? I'm so alarmed.
He ain't gonna fluff it up.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn first. I will punch him.
Remember, guys, save your rerolls for these battles.
Just punch him. Just literally just.
I mean, she'll wait for him to charge at her, and then try and grab his arm and cock him around the back.
Okay.
Okay, for her first hit.
That's a little bit more interesting. Just punch him.
Sorry. I give descriptions while I
Flavor.
fight, okay?
Flavor.
Or grab it by the shoulder and like whack him on the back. That's a 17
a
plus
fluffer.
4, I think, to hit.
That will definitely hit him.
Yeah.
He is wearing tunic pants and that's it. And a thick belt.
That's like almost armor for a dwarf.
True.
I'm looking for a D4. It's fine. I know how to maths. I mean, whatever. Ooh,
Are you
that's
sure?
a 4 plus 2. So 6 damages.
6 damage, not bad.
Somehow.
And then I'm going to punch, use the momentum, and like roll against him and punch with the other arm.
So add in your flurry of blows.
Nope, that's just my second attack
Oh yeah,
as
sorry.
my bonus action.
Custom just being like, are you
That's
the
an
fluffer?
8 will not hit, unfortunately.
She missed.
So he comes in low, trying to catch you around the midriff, and you just kind of divert him off and just punch down into his head, and then swing around for another one, but he manages to slip underneath it to duck underneath you. And he just swings wild at you, just as he's coming back around, just swinging wild, barely even looking. And because of that, he swings very wild and very wide, and you kind of just lean backward slightly as you miss his haymaker kind of coming through. But he will then bring it up with trying to knee you in the gut, and this one will land a successful hit as he kind of catches you a little bit off guard. He closes that gap between you faster than you thought he would be capable of for his little legs. And he gets you with a nice solid 4 points of damage as he smacks you in the gut with his knee.
Ah, that wasn't very nice. And she is going to...
As you're
Yep, sorry.
getting ready for your next move, you can hear the announcer in the crowd going, "Bets! Bets anywhere! Son! Let's see how we hear it." And you can hear people calling out different bets and throwing coin over to him.
At this,
Gold on the one gold on the fluffy one.
at
One
this,
gold on the fluffy one.
At this, she's like, "Oh, we're putting on a show. I see." She's going to take the dodge action.
Mhm.
As her turn. That's her action.
Okay.
One goal on the fluffy one?
Also 1 gold.
That's all we have.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, I've got more, but I don't want to put more.
Oh, I don't have
Maybe
faith in her.
possibly lose it. I don't want to go too crazy. It's just the first.
So you decide, okay, let's make a bit of a spectacle out of it and actively try and dodge him. He tries to just run at you to headbutt. Like he's just full
She's just-
brutal about this.
She's dancing around the field. She's just
just
having
rolled.
fun.
I just rolled 2 11s, which will not hit you.
I'm glad my AC went up.
And then he comes in for a follow up. He seeing that the headbutt didn't work, he's gonna try and elbow you back as he's coming around past you. But because of that disadvantage, you avoid it as you just quickly pirouette around him and dance around him, making him look like a bit of a fool as he falls face first into the dirt.
You're not very light on your feet, you know.
I'm a dwarf. I ain't meant to be light on my feet.
Oh. Well, let's see if we can make you go flying. Whoof! She's gonna use her ability.
And there goes all our money.
I mean, technically, it's not magic.
It's not
natural
magic.
ability.
It's not magic.
Yeah. It looks like magic.
It's a very powerful punch.
Constitution saving throw, I believe it is.
No, a strength saving throw. 14.
Strength saving throw. He failed regardless.
Oh!
Oh.
And he takes 3d10 damage. Which could be great or it could be terrible. I need another d10.
This is going to be another accidentally smash someone into a pillar.
Oh,
and
no!
kill them.
And he
Oh,
gets
no.
pushed back 20 feet. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
14 damage.
And is
All
knocked
right.
prone.
You send him flying, and he tumbles head over ass and lands with head on the ground, ass up in the air at the end of the pit, before finally just flopping over out of the ring. He's low enough that he actually flops underneath the bar that kind of marks the ring.
Oh, no.
She was going to follow up, but she's like, is that it?
He's not moving. He is unconscious. But the announcer just goes, "Oi, oi, oi, what's all this? No magic allowed."
I don't do magic. It was just punch.
What the hell was that? That wasn't a physical contact. You didn't punch him. That was magic.
I don't know how to do magic. I am
But
not magic.
bets are off. Disqualification.
What? No, would you like me to demonstrate? I'll punch you and you can see there's no magic.
No,
None of that.
But
Bets
no, no,
are
no.
off. Disqualification.
I am a monk. I am a specially trained monk with the skills to put all my power into one punch to make them go whoof and go flying is skill, not magic. I don't magic.
You call it whatever you want, darling, but that ain't nothing normal. You gotta make physical contact here. It's
But
a
I did.
physical fight.
I did. I punched him.
Roll a persuasion.
Did she not entertain you? Comes out from Sam for some reason.
When they were bending, nothing made contact.
Oof. Nope. That's 8.
Unless it was assistance for my yelling, I don't know.
I mean, to her, it's not magic. It's just the flow of ki. They never said ki was not allowed, only magic, and that's not magic.
Unfortunately, it was not enough. He did seem kind of swayed by it, but it was not enough for him to accept.
Wait. Kovic, can you explain to him how my key works? Is not magic.
You're yet to explain to me how your key works.
Oh, well, I gather up my spiritual energy on the inside and I force it out through my arm
and
and I punch really strong.
Two of the other fighters have just like come up and started like ushering you out of the ring.
I just lean down to Sam and just go, that sounds like magic to me, honestly.
But it's not magic. I don't do well, technically I do magic. But it's not real magic. I just harness the elements, you know?
Come on with the fight!
So, Ash, do we get reimbursed the gold we bet, or is that just gone?
Unfortunately, it is lost. That's the
That's
rules of the pit.
No magic.
Damn it.
But I never gave the money over.
The
Doesn't
house
matter,
always
we'll figure it
wins.
out.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Always
that was a me
win.
mistake because I didn't know that my key abilities would count as perceived
Well, no,
magic.
it's only
They
they.
don't count as magic, but they see it as magic.
Yeah, it's.
If I
it's
had
like
read
all
my
in
ability
perception.
better, but
Oh no, they're literally going with the whole like, nah, fuck you.
You gotta
It's
also
just them.
remember they're gonna use any excuse to win
yeah.
the money as well. So it was against your own favor. But, what
But
is the
she
next
did
phase?
actually punch him. She just also sent him flying across the field.
Like
It
Sam's
was-
taking note is like, right, probably not a good idea to use poison then. I'll use that as an excuse.
It was just like the blind bandit fight from the last Airbender, like Aang versus Toph. We just like blast them away, and they're like, "It was cheating. It must have been."
Yeah.
And next into the arena after that shameful display,
Oh,
another
Rude!
newcomer.
So
This one,
rude!
we're allowing one exception. They are a bard. And we know what that means. Not a bard, sorry. A druid. We know what that means.
Sam.
They-
It's not Sam.
They can change their shape, which means we get to see a ferocious creature fight. And the one lucky bastard who's got to fight him is none other than Char.
Sam,
And at that,
Sam
you
just
actually
turns
hear a
into
bit of a roar of applause of that, and a solid black dragonborn steps into the arena. He is
Uh-oh.
not quite Thalai's height, but close to.
holy shit.
And he is marred with scars all over his body.
So Sam's gonna turn into, first of all, gonna put a knife down on the ground, turn into a crab. No. A crab with a knife. No. Is it possible for as I go
Giant
through and
enemy crab.
I bound up and then as I kind of go to enter the ring, I turn into the Panther?
Of course.
Would that be allowed? Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to waste my action turning
Straight
into
on
it
this
on my
scale.
first turn.
Would it also be allowed if I, like, from up in the stands, try to cast Enlarge? Like, as the transformation's going on, so it's a big panther, just to make it seem like he's going from small, like in one. No?
Does enlarge? What's the components for enlarge again?
I'm pretty sure it has verbal, semantic, and material.
So it's all three. All right.
Yeah.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Honestly,
god damn it, guys! We have one job!
Okay, fine, I won't. I won't do it.
No. I want to see a stealth check.
Also,
You
you
said
can't
it.
blame me. None of you fought for her. Okay, you all just went, yeah, no, that looks like magic, and just like was like, yeah, we're just gonna accept this.
I was
ruling.
more, I don't want to cause havoc for the house, and plus, if I win, the lie gets more money.
I mean, you could have made money off Kitty Soft Paws.
I did bet.
No one would have expected the kitty cat to win.
Necessarily.
You
Well, we'll
are
go from
correct.
one
Not with the
kitty cat.
name Kitty Soft Paws.
Went from one cat to another cat.
So as you shape change into a giant panther and land into the arena, because your alarm goes off, and at least you believe no one's caught this. At least the announcer hasn't said anything.
Sam
Okay.
is
You are
suddenly
an
like,
enlarged.
So I pulled out my wand and like sneakily under the table, like I traced in the air roughly the same shape as Thalai's enlarged rune, like in the air as the spell component, and it kind of left behind this like trail of iron-looking particles in the air, and then went. So now, you have doubled in size in all dimensions, weight multiplied by 8. Your size increases by 1 category. You have
Yep.
advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and
Yep.
you deal an additional D4 extra damage with each attack you make.
okay, yeah, Sam hasn't turned into a panther for a while and thinks, oh, I must be getting stronger, I'm bigger. I don't think Sam's twigged that's what's gone on.
Well, I
They're
was gonna say,
raring
doesn't
to go.
he technically then have to make a saving throw if he's not a willing creature?
Well, he's not unwilling. He's not trying to resist it.
I guess that's point.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just
he would
really
be
hope.
he would be aware that magic is being cast upon him.
Okay, so in Kovek's mind, they'll hear you fucker. But that's all. You cannot respond to this message.
No, I can't. I just think this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, because then he'll change from being a halfling to a large halfling in a little bit, unless you manage to get it exactly at the same time he transforms back. Not like oh dear. You know what?
I can
That's
drop
later.
Oh no, you're just
concentration on
going to
spell when
a
I
medium
want.
halfling, actually, because you're a small creature, so you become a medium
Yeah.
halfling.
So-
No, but I'm a panther, and a panther's a medium creature, so a panther turns into a large creature.
Yes, but when you
But
turn
I'll
back
turn
into
into
a
a
halfling,
medium.
yeah,
It's gonna be weird. I'm
So-
not looking forward to the second part of
a
this. later.
human-sized halfling.
So
Yeah.
I'm waiting, therefore, to drop the spell
Hmm.
as soon as Sam drops their wild shape.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna work.
Roll initiative. And the announcer just kind of looks
I
over and
get
goes, God, it's a bloody big one. We're in for a good fight here, lads and ladies.
Why did I roll so shit?
One halfling.
You were so stunned
Ah.
by the Kovek.
That's whose is better deck? I've got a better deck, so I can take my decks, can't I?
Correct.
Yeah, so that is 6.
No, I think you take the animal's physical attributes and you use your mental attributes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, okay. In that case, 5.
It doesn't matter. He rolled a 21.
Yeah, the Panther only has a dex of +2. I've got a dex of +3, and I rolled a 3.
That's fine.
But I'm a Panther now, at
And he
least.
just
So
goes
that's
out,
not my
all right,
actual
you know
weight.
the rules. Get ready and fight. And as soon as he shouts out fight, the Black Dragonborn just lunges across the arena, covering the distance quite quickly, and immediately tries to basically start scaling up and to grab a chokehold around your throat. Literally putting one of his feet up onto your front paw to kick himself up. And he's going to try and grapple you. Can you make me a strength check, please?
Advantage.
With
Advantage.
advantage, yes.
Ooh. Okay. Well, that'll be 19, 20, 21.
21. All right. He grabs hold of you and manages to get up on top of you, but he hasn't managed to get himself a good handhold onto you. So you've
that's
managed to just
annoying.
resist him.
He's on me now.
But he is on you.
Fuck. Okay.
not
But
restrained.
he is not he's not well holding on. Like he'll be pretty easy to dislodge.
Yeah. So it's my turn now. I'm assuming
It is, yes.
I want to try this. So how big is the arena overall?
It is about 30 feet across.
Cool. He's attached to me. I'm going to use. This is what I want to do. So panthers have an ability called pounce.
Mm-hmm.
So if I move at least 20 feet straight forward, I can then do a lungey thing. What I'm trying to do is like do the run up, jump, pounce, lunge, try and dislodge him.
Yeah.
Like trying to use the force to kind of push him forward, and then I'll try and get on top of him as the pounce. If you kind of get what I'm getting at.
All right.
It's going to fling him over, and when he is on the floor, then big kitty paws. He needs to make a DC 12 strength saving throw on this, or for the something.
Yep. He's failed the saving throw, and I'll get a dexterity from him to see as well if he manages to be pinned underneath you. Hey, you get it. You manage to fling him around as you do your lunge and just slam him into the ground and then land on top of him.
He's knocked prone.
Reversed it.
Yeah, knocked prone, and I can make one bite attack against it as a bonus action. I still haven't used my action, unless you count that as my action, because I'm trying to do a reverse.
I might count that as an action just because of the way you dislodged him. But yeah,
no, that's fine.
You can definitely do.
I will. Yeah, I'll take the bonus action because it's part of pounce. And unfortunate. Oh, he's prone, which means I get advantage, which means I get sneak attack. Would I get sneak attack as a panther? Because they're quite a dexy creature.
I will allow it.
Yeah! One hit.
And because he's definitely not expecting it.
That was. Yeah. So that is. So for the bite attack on its own, that is. Oh no, D4 plus a D4.
Yeah, plus D4. For your size.
Nope, that fell. Oh, so that was a 4 on the D4. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 for the bite.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to do
a D6 for sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just a D6 for sneak attack, and I don't get a D4 on that.
No.
That is 5 extra points of piercing damage.
Bad.
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in one hit.
13 damage in one hit.
Yep. As a panther, and
you lunge down and bite into his chest, and you hear him roar out in pain as your teeth manage to actually pierce the scales of his softer belly.
Keeping one of those for a treasure later, I can. Someone wrote, "I'm a holing." I hate it here.
Oh, there's been many jokes. You're a one halfling as well.
Yeah.
I'm a 1.5ling. But yeah, so that is what Sam do.
He is going to fight back, and he just starts punching up into your chest. He doesn't even care that he's pinned. He's just going to keep punching up into your face because you are biting at his chest.
Yeah,
Yes.
the armor class isn't very good. Same as my normal armor class, it's 13.
All right, he lands both his attacks as he goes into a rage attacking you.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Would
I'm on a problem.
some ale.
He does 12 points of damage as he just punches up into your face hard.
Do you know how many hit points a panther has?
How much?
13.
He almost punched the panther out of you.
My armor class is 12 as a panther. I have 13 hit points as a panther.
Come on, finish him quickly.
I'm
Of
gonna
course,
have to.
as everything's being called out, the announcer is calling for bets.
I'm not going to draw any attention to myself, so I do nothing.
I don't have enough money anymore.
Sam will remember this.
Storm
I'm
has
huge.
Storm has gone to try and find someone she can argue with about her punches.
She's giving the judge.
The announcer's just like pushing you away, like, hey, I'm in the middle of it.
I will punch you if you don't listen.
in the middle of a fight, you back off. And
Yeah,
at
but I
that, again,
didn't cheat. You're calling
two
me
of
a
the fighters
cheater. I'm
step
too
in the way of
honest.
you and start
And
pushing you
besides,
back.
I'm not that kind of cat.
I'm not that good. But he hits. I've got 1 hit point left. So it's my turn. So he hasn't moved. So he's still technically prone
He's
under
pinned
me, would he?
underneath you still. He's just was wailing in, does not care about his own
Cool.
defense.
I mean, I could. No, they're already pinned down. The best thing I could do is just try and do
Some nom-noms.
some nom noms. Another bite. So I'm gonna actually roll this. Do I still get sneak? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's pinned.
It's a
Yeah,
new
cool.
round, and you have him
Just-
pinned.
Making sure, like, while I'm doing this, I want it to look like I'm playing with my food, like how cats do, sort of thing. Like passing him around. They want a weird show, they're getting one,
Bop,
okay?
bop, bop, bop.
Yeah. Ooh,
Bap, 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 bap,
that's,
bap, bap. Speaking of, I want to
6,
watch the cat
7,
channel
8.
again.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points of damage with that bite. I rolled max damage on my sneak attack, and I got fairly high with my others. So
As you bite into him, there's another roar, and you can actually see like sparks of green flame from him as like unconsciously like he's not trying to breathe fire because he knows that he's not allowed to. But you can just see like just the pain that is enough to make it like kind of come out.
yeah.
And he's just howling in pain, and you can see he goes to like kind of tap out, but you just shake him out and just hurl him across the arena a bit as you
I was gonna turn on my back and like play with my paws like this, and bam, bam. And then and then baff.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Sam knows how to put on a show. Never said it was a good show.
the crowd just goes silent as you're just bapping him and then just slam him down to the ground, and he is tapped out. He is out of the fight. He is not conscious, and he has got some new scars about to be appearing on his chest after those
So
deep
if I have
incisions.
a scale in my teeth, I want to keep. No, I'm not going to go that weird. It's tempting though, but nah, that would be rude. And then so I'm just gonna
Do
look
it.
over towards Kovac and be like, "I'm gonna transform now, okay?" And we're gonna try and sync up.
Yeah, he can sync up.
Yeah, and then that'll go like, ugh.
And there is just kind of silence for a moment from the crowd as the little halfling appears again from this
Yeah, right.
gigantic panther that was previously there.
Hi.
And then there's both a roaring of cheers of like, holy crap, that's amazing, and a few obvious sounds of shit, I just lost a lot of money.
No,
At this point, Storm is going to furiously insist upon compensation for
She
being
needs to be
slandered upon.
She needs to be stopped.
Your establishment is full of shit. You're full of even more shit. How dare you sully my reputation by calling me a cheater? I'm not even that kind of cat. That's just mean. I call racism and I call discrimination and I want compensation for this bullshit. Do you know
And
who
you can
I work
see-
for?
The announcer's
No.
just kind of like leaning back, like,
Oh, don't you
Watch it
dare.
out.
Don't
It
make
was-
me punch you across the room to
At
prove that I am
as-
not
no,
lying.
As she says, "Do you know who I work for?" I'm assuming that it's like tankards of ale and that in front of us. I just pick one up and I just piff it. And it's just shut.
I catch it.
No. But you, how would you know? Like, I don't know.
It's a reaction.
I'm throwing it at
she
you.
can do it as a reaction.
It's a reaction.
It's a
Right.
missile weapon.
And I'm just gonna go, shush.
Also, Kat Ren has entered the chat apparently.
Yes, I know. I saw that. I love
Catherine.
it. She went full Catrin.
Catrin. Haha.
So I'm gonna try and catch that. How do I do that again?
Oh, I have to roll damage. First, I have to roll the hit.
Roll to
the
hit,
damage.
yeah. And then I roll a d10.
So this is an improvised weapon, so I guess I don't have proficiency. So
you
it's
won't.
just my strength modifier. Well, that's a good roll. So with my strength modifier, that is a 19 to hit. I
You
guess
hit,
for a
but I
guess for a
catch it because
single point of damage because it's an
Well-
improvised weapon.
Yeah.
she catches
She
Bullshit.
just immediately just goes.
it.
And I go, shush.
She
the
does not lose
announcer
eye
just-
contact with this guy. She does not stop
The
looking
announcer
at him.
just looks at you, looks at the tankard.
She's very angry cat mode.
Look.
Compensation!
You got some fight in you, I'll give you that.
I have a lot of fight. I am a fighter.
Don't make me change my mind about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I'll let you fight again, but none of that whooshy stuff. You fight with fists only.
I
And you
only
fight
fight
fair.
with fists. It is fair.
No whooshy stuff. You got it?
Fine. But you owe me a drink.
Yeah, sure. whatever.
If Elijah's been there real patient, but like, when's it my turn? This is my turn.
Pretty much.
Sorry, we kind of
Oh.
have just kind of taken his thing.
And as she walks away, she just goes like this in the air, and water just seems to drip out of nowhere on top of his head.
Oh,
I
he
hate
just
everything
did you
about
a
this.
favor.
No, he slandered her, and she's a cat. He's lucky she didn't revenge shit in his tankard.
See, I want to have this hydrate, but only for Alice. I think she needs to cool down.
I'll pay it.
Oh, no,
I'll
make
pay
that
it.
I'll get it.
a.
See, redeemed a hydrate only to cancel it. That's how you win. Wow, that is meta. That is meta.
That is
Okay.
how blue magic in magic works. Is
Yeah, it's fair, to be
Oh,
honest.
God.
Anyway.
All right, the next one's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We have another newcomer, a big boy. He is sure to put up a fight. His name is Thalai, and
I'll
he
just-
is your guy.
magical cheering occurs.
And I just look at Kovac, and Kovac, that is a look of, don't you dare do anything.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
just look at
I'm making the motions of minor illusion as the crowd cheers. I'm just like,
Does Storm notice this look that happens?
Probably.
Sam sat next to Kovac and was like, do you just know how to stop?
they requested putting on a good show. I found my actions to be quite in keeping with this business's mission statement. Wouldn't you agree?
And I will make my way down.
I have a question, Ash.
Hmm.
Can I make, with my elemental attunement, can I make a very subtle whisper on the wind float to Thalai's ears? Just good luck.
No, I don't think you would have that kind of control.
Because I can do a harmless sensory effect.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I
That's more
Not
akin
like
to a
a-
message spell, really.
Not
isn't
like
it?
an actual
Hmm.
message, just like almost like a breath of wind.
yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Which is almost like, did I hear something? If that makes sense. Like, it's like a, I'm not really sure.
Hmm.
Just let the man fight.
Okay, okay. I'm just messing with him. It's fine.
And his competitor tonight. We all know her. We all love her. It's Katya. And at that, there's like a puff of smoke from the side of the arena and the smell of brimstone. And stepping out of that is a tiefling woman. She's thin, athletic build, and around 6 foot tall, with dark purple skin, and a very jagged and sharp looking tail. And she has that just like this devilish kind of smile to her as she steps into the arena, and she's got that whole sultry, very kind of sexy walk to it as she steps in. She knows how to please the crowd. She's clearly fought a few times. And she looks you over and just is like, I hope you put up a good fight. Let's make a good show of it, eh?
That's the plan.
And that's where we'll leave it tonight.
Oh!
Let them fight!
No.
Let them fight!
Nah, it's fair. It's getting late.
It is 10 o'clock. Actually, it's past 10 o'clock. And
Damn it.
also, you do it, Rory. You love your cliffhangers.
Yes, I do.
mean, that's true.
It's only fair that I do the same.
This is fair. This is fair. Although, Salai will get some extra money if Sam's fight wins, I'm hoping.
You did win.
Oh, yeah,
No-
then no one
no
calls
No one
shenanigans.
saw anything. Right?
As far as we know. I'm just saying. It
I
goes
find
through.
Bullshit. No one called shenanigans on Sam's fight, but Storm gets like, no, there's no way that could happen. That must be magic.
I timed
It
my magic
was.
intelligently.
And the lie specifically said no magical ability.
It's not a magical ability. It's
You
not.
are
It looks like one.
manipulating energy to do
It's
extra natural effect.
It's a monk thing.
Yes, and you are 100% correct. However, to an untrained eye, it looks like magic.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll accept that. However,
Also,
it's not
Kovac
magic.
did not actually get away with it. Though the arena master didn't notice it, someone in the crowd did and was attempting to break Kovac's concentration to ruin the spell. Unfortunately, it was over too fast before he could get there to break the concentration.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I'm
That
so
was-
glad that I rolled really well on the second hits.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
more
thank God
round,
for
and a dwarf in the audience was going to come bashing into you, Kovac, to break your concentration.
Ah, nice
Okay.
though.
Wow, that was
Nice.
lucky.
I wonder how much I
God.
won. Find out next time.
On Dragon Ball Z. I mean,
I was gonna say that. Like copyright strike.
oops. Well, you know, we're all thinking it. All right. Well, who are we gonna raid? Any suggestions? Because all the peeps that I follow, I don't think any of them are currently streaming.
Let's check my Twitch. Oh, it's so bright. There's 20 people watching us. Hi.
Hi,
Yes,
everybody.
Hi
there
guys.
is.
21. They've been. We've had good people today. Good
Thanks for
peeps.
being here.
I also
Good
don't
soup.
see anyone on to raid at the moment.
I've got, what's it, Stormy Dragon Tavern viewers also watch. I got Dreaded
yeah?
GM, Red Don Q, don't know who that is, Vorpal Tales. The two of them are doing Dungeons and Dragons as well. So
I have
maybe-
to admit, Red Donkulus is one of the listed ones for me, and I kind of want to raid them just for their name. It's
Red
Donkulus.
Donkulus.
It's Red Donkulus.
Yeah, they
No.
are on session 38 of their game by the looks of it, called the Tenacious Brigade.
Ooh,
That sounds fun.
sure. We're happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, we'll double the viewer count.
Double the view account. Come on, guys, we're gonna go have a party in Red Donkulus.
Woohoo!
Well, Bye, everyone else, though. Here, though. See you later.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
leaving
Well,
for the
I gotta
night.
find I gotta
Bye.
find the raid button first. I mean, come on.
We will see you Tuesday night, hopefully, for our next Stars game.
Oh boy, I'm not ready.
I'm never
Well,
ready, especially
got
knowing
till
what's
Tuesday.
possibly coming.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
You'll see me
Lockie
Where are we
doesn't
going to
want to
Catalina's
adult.
home planet? Catalina is
Lockie-
very not very. No, there is no
Lockie
preparation
does
for
not
this.
want to adult. Lockie does not want to adult. He does not want to actually have to be an adult and correctly deal with
Sometimes
these
you
problems.
just gotta.
Catalina has to go face her past. This is not okay. She doesn't want to do this. No.
Well, you killed your sparring rival, so it's time to adult.
Time to adult.
I didn't
All right.
kill him.
So
I
you all
turned him
ready?
into a fine paste.
Yeah, ready
Yeah,
to go.
that's right.
Yeah, so some things to look forward to on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll see you there. And thanks to the raid guys, those of you that stuck around, you're all very much appreciated. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.